since his performance in the last elections, Peter Obi has been in the eye of public scrutiny. People that disagree with him have consistently affirmed that he hasn't posited viable options to the current economic problems and other challenges in Nigeria. Well, in this interview, Obi speaks about the state of the nation, the challenges with the Labour Party, amongst other issues.
Our guest needs no introduction. He ran in an election in 2023, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. While he started, a lot of people had their doubts, but after the elections, he got over 6 million votes. A third candidate getting over 6 million votes in this Nigerian political dispensation is quite an encouraging one. He has since built a movement called the Obedient Movement. People also have their doubts because of the political squabbles in his political party, the Labour Party, factionalization of the party, and other challenges he has faced. His group, the Obedient Movement, stands strong with him. But this is not without a lot of challenges. He says he has some ideas for national development, and he has constantly been a vocal critic and an opposition member and a leader against the current government of President Tinubu. Are his ideas valid? They are also...
What is wrong is the haphazard way in which it was announced and implemented. Everybody knows that the subsidy regime was a solution of criminality, that there was a lot of corruption around everything, which led to a bundle.
I saw this pink salt recipe in a 30-second video, and 21 days later, I was turned away at the studio entrance because nobody could believe I was the same.
That aspect out of it, do it in an organized manner. And since you're doing it for savings, we're told we're doing it because we don't want to continue to borrow to continue the subsidy. And the removal of it will be able to have available funds to be invested in critical area of development. With honest things, billions saved. Where is it? Where is he invested in those critical areas of development?
They said they've given the money to the governors. That's what.
No.
They said they've increased their FAC allocation.
Fine.
They said most of the states are able to pay their...
Everybody knows what critical areas of development is. And I say it morning, afternoon, night. It is education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. Rufai, is any of these three, has it improved? No.
The Minister of Health said they're getting new primary health care centers. As regards education, they said they have done NEL Fund, where they give student loan to people. As regards infrastructure, they talk about Postal Road and all that.
Let me just finish, Rufai. What I'm saying is, if you look at this, so you have removed this. People are paying more for fuel. It has escalated cost of everything, and we are not seeing where. The same thing with what you're talking about, issue of Naira. There's nothing wrong with floating your currency. There's nothing wrong in even devaluing your currency. But you do this when you have productivity. What devaluation or floating does that? Your currency
It's been
years are gone. Half of your constitution, President Bola Tinubu. 2 years are gone. Half of your constitutional mandate spent navigating the stormy waters of reform, resistance, and rising hardship. You came to office promising a renewed hope agenda, telling Nigerians that the pain would be temporary, like that of a childbirth, and that joy would follow. But 2 years in, the cries have grown perhaps louder, and many now wonder, when will the joy come? Inflation surged, food inflation went to an all-time height, transport costs were tripled, and the average Nigerian now spends more of their income just to eat, as if they are lucky. Petrol is hovering over 700 naira per litre, and electricity tariffs have risen even as supply is still very erratic. And yet, the Nigerian people, resilient, loyal, enduring, have held on. But holding on cannot be the national plan. You promised to lift millions out of poverty, create thousands of digital jobs in 24 months, and double power generation. These were not poetic aspirations. They were campaign commitments. Mr. President, time is not on your side. You have just 12 months before the political season begins to whisper again. If ever there was a time to show the fruits of sacrifice, it is now. You are the president of both your lovers and your loudest critics, the hopefuls who sang your name at the polls and the skeptics who prayed you will fail. But leadership demands maturity of mind and empathy of heart. You now preside over a fractured but hopeful nation. Good people, bad politics, and an ugly economy. Nigeria today is at a historic inflection point. Mismanage these opportunities, sir, and we risk descending into a cycle of unrest, disillusionment, and regret. But if you rise, Mr. President, to the moment, and you could become a defining leader, one whose name is etched in gold as a man who brought Nigeria back from the brink, you must ignore sycophants who clap in darkness while citizens cry in daylight. Mr. President, please urgently surround yourself with thinkers, doers, and patriots, not just loyalists. Every day must count. Every decision must deliver value. Because when a nation suffers this deeply, there is no luxury of time or ego. No more excuses. President Bola Tinubu, we in the media, we will do our own part. We will question, probe, inform, and hold you accountable, not out of hostility, but out of duty. The opposition must also rise, not just to criticize, but to push this country forward. Civil society organization must now organize, awaken consciences, and be the voice of the voiceless. And our people must now stop being docile. We need to raise a mass of active citizens who are willing to fight for their nation and also work hard for its good. Citizens, your voice counts. Don't lose it. And for those of us who believe and who are people of faith, we will pray as scripture commands us for the peace of the land and the success of its leaders. Because President Bola Tinubu, your success is Nigeria's success, and your failure will be our shared tragedy. Nigerians will rally behind you if they see sincerity, action, and result. But never forget, fury awaits any leader who mocks the pain of the poor. Sir, history is watching. Posterity is watching, and 200 million Nigerians are watching. Let this second half of your presidency be a turning point. Make us proud, President Bola Tinubu. Make Nigeria great. And that has to start now. That's my final word tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Chuma Kimale.
Uh-oh. You mean I've been talking, nobody has been hearing me? Wow. Woo. So did you guys hear the video though? Did you hear the video?
A little bit.
Oh, oh boy. Maybe I should play it again.
Yeah, play Shame's the
Oh
video.
my goodness. I'm so sorry, guys.
That's fine.
I was yapping away. I was on the roll, man. Okay, let's do it. Let's do this again.
Let's
Uh-oh. Sorry. I come on.
I saw the 30-second pink salt trick.
Is it this? I hope it is. Okay.
President Bola Tinubu, 2 years are gone. Half of your constitutional mandate spent navigating the stormy waters of reform, resistance, and rising hardship. You came to office promising a renewed hope agenda, telling Nigerians that the pain would be temporary, like that of a childbirth, and that joy would follow. But 2 years in, the cries have grown perhaps louder, and many now wonder, when will the joy come? Inflation surged, food inflation went to an all-time height, transport costs were tripled, and the average Nigerian now spends more of their income just to eat, as if they are lucky. Petrol is hovering over 700 naira per liter, and electricity tariffs have risen even as supply is still very erratic. And yet, the Nigerian people, resilient, loyal, enduring, have held on. But holding on cannot be the national plan. You promised to lift millions out of poverty, create thousands of digital jobs in 24 months, and double power generation. These were not poetic aspirations. They were campaign commitments. Mr. President, time is not on your side. You have just 12 months before the political season begins to whisper again. If ever there was a time to show the fruits of sacrifice, it is now. You are the president of both your lovers and your loudest critics, the hopefuls who sang your name at the polls and the skeptics who prayed you will fail. But leadership demands maturity of mind and empathy of heart. You now preside over a fractured but hopeful nation. Good people, bad politics, and an ugly economy. Nigeria today is at a historic inflection point. Mismanage these opportunities, sir, and we risk descending into a cycle of unrest, disillusionment, and regret. But if you rise, Mr. President, to the moment, and you could become a defining leader, one whose name is etched in gold as a man who brought Nigeria back from the brink, you must ignore sycophants who clap in darkness while citizens cry in daylight. Mr. President, please urgently surround yourself with thinkers, doers, and patriots, not just loyalists. Every day must count. Every decision must deliver value. Because when a nation suffers this deeply, there is no luxury of time or ego. No more excuses. President Bola Tinubu, we in the media, we will do our own part. We will question, probe, inform, and hold you accountable, not out of hostility, but out of duty. The opposition must also rise, not just to criticize, but to push this country forward. Civil society organization must now organize, awaken consciences, and be the voice of the voiceless. And our people must now stop being docile. We need to raise a mass of active citizens who are willing to fight for their nation and also work hard for its good. Citizens, your voice counts. Don't lose it. And for those of us who believe and who are people of faith, we will pray as scripture commands us for the peace of the land and the success of its leaders. Because President Bola Tinubu, your success is Nigeria's success, and your failure will be our shared tragedy. Nigerians will rally behind you if they see sincerity, action, and result. But never forget, fury awaits any leader who mocks the pain of the poor. Sir, history is watching. Posterity is watching, and 200 million Nigerians are watching. Let this second half of your presidency be a turning point. Make us proud, President Bola Tinubu. Make Nigeria great. And that has to start now. That's my final word tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Chuma Kimale. God bless Nigeria.
Shehu Okimbaloye.
So here's the thing, right? What I was saying earlier is that it's all well and good that Shehu is sounding like that, but I don't see him acting it out, doing so actively or in the studio. Anytime he has the opportunity to question these people, he doesn't ask questions that needs to be asked. Instead, it seems like he's trying to get words out of their mouth to feed the APC goons with, that the APC people will run with, and then they'll be having this back and forth. I don't understand his style of questioning, to be honest. I don't know if anybody is a journalist, maybe can tell me, can advise me more and say, hey, this is how it's done. Perhaps, but I don't understand his style of journalism. Anytime he has the opportunity, he's saying that, oh, the citizens should be active, that they're going to do their job. That's what he said about the journalists, but I don't see him doing the job. Maybe it's me. Maybe I don't understand what journalism is all about. Maybe, now night school I go. But that's what I thought. I'm like, he has this fury, this conversation, this hard talk. But I mean, is he doing the same when he has the opportunity to question these people? Is he doing the same? If he go ahead. Emil, welcome. Oh, Emil says hi. Sid says hi on the other channel.
So I think, journalism in Nigeria is different from journalism here. You gotta be very careful. Remember,
but here's the point, though. What is there to be careful about at this point? I'm just asking.
I mean, you're gonna give him
because if they step out of that studio, anything can happen.
But that's what I'm saying. So, in my own opinion, I don't know.
Right.
I believe. I don't really listen to him that much because I don't like his, style of questioning.
Me neither.
I like Rufai. Rufai will give it to you, Basbos. Rufai
straight up.
Whether you say he studies animal science and all that stuff, that's not Rufai's problem. The problem is for you to answer the question. So I don't know. I cannot speak for him. So he can defend himself. But what I'm trying to say is this, I don't know if you've noticed that, Omo.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that come out to criticize Tinubu, for example, Fayose was on, I think he was on Channels or one of these TV stations.
Right, I was going to bring that video. Actually.
Yeah, and said that Tinubu will lose and this and that. The next thing, he's in Aso Rock.
Oh, yeah.
And came out and was singing another song, just
Did
like
you see Showumi? Did you see Showumi? Showumi.
I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. You see, let me tell you something. We are not yet serious. If Tinubu calls me right now and say, I will say, can we bring camera? Come. I want us to talk this publicly because this is where I stand. If anybody is not telling you the truth, look at Dangote, we were here all fighting for. Now, Dangote is supporting, he's saying he's doing what the best. And are you kidding me?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
So anybody that criticizes him, boom. Instead of them to focus on governance, they're not doing that. Instead, you're calling people to kind of convince them that you are doing if this is the best you can do, that means you're not doing anything. Then step down. Let us try somebody else. If you feel this is the best you can offer a country of 200 and something million people, okay, step down. Let another person try. It means that you're not doing well. I know some people keep on saying every government that comes up, things has been getting worse. It's not Tinubu and all that stuff. So when are we gonna get it right? When are we gonna get it right? Because it seems like we are just stuck. I mean, people kind of confused. Every day you wake up, you just hear one thing or the other, nothing positive. The only time we love each other is when we come on social media. But once we turn the camera off, we are fighting each other. Yeah, secretly. I don't understand, honestly speaking. Tunde Bakare really surprised me. With almost 2 hours of this thing. And then he went there, and when he came out like somebody who is confused, and he looked there. I said, just like that, he quick. Motel will say, he quick. Hey.
You not remember, know Tunde Bakari from last time. During the last election, Tunde Bakari had a lot to say. Oh, how he was supportive of T-Pain. When T-Pain got in and there was monumental failure from day one, he now came out and used the other side of his mouth to say, this cannot continue. Shall talk all that speech that he gave. The next day, he went to see him in his house or Aso Rock. He changed mouth. This is where we are.
Yeah.
The guy never surprised me one day. He's never been a straightforward person from the get-go, to be honest.
We don't have anybody supporting us. Everybody's supporting Tinubu. But the interesting part of it, my only happiness is this. At the end of the day, their children will even suffer it. Everybody will collect. That is my only happiness. Okoya was there with his family and the son, the one that sprayed money. They all took pictures. Everybody going there. I don't understand why they cannot talk to this man. Why can't somebody say, look, this is what is happening? Maybe the people around you are not telling you the truth.
Hi, B. Welcome.
Listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. If anybody can listen, you all need to leave Peter Obi. Peter Obi is not the problem. The funniest thing is that Peter Obi is not the president. But they've called Peter Obi. I've never seen this happen before.
Peter Obi is their shaman. Peter Obi is you know how they have have you seen this movie? What's it called? Is it Aladdin and what's the name of this old movie? Something Aladdin or something, where he had this magic thing. You now say some magic words, and then this genie, I think, genie will come out. So that's what Peter Obi is to them now. They every time, every corner you go is Peter Obi, Peter Obi. It's like, if you did not know better, you think Peter Obi is the problem of the country.
Let me tell you something. Had even this man has any skeleton, or has committed any fraud, they would have arrested him by now.
Long time. Should have been a forgotten thing. We won't be talking about it.
They would have arrested him.
Yes, now. All those people that had something to say, like, oh, Peter Obi is like all of them. They are all the same. They would have not said, did we not say they are all the same?
Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's saying anything. Even Reno, even our boyfriend, Showore. Nobody's saying anything.
I dash it to you.
I'm just waiting for somebody to say, this is one thing he has done. He stole money, he hid money, he did this. No, none. But I mean, look at the booklet. Almost all the people, Emaswen or whatever his name is, the one that committed.
Oh my God.
And came to Nigeria. Now he's the chairman of the ethics committee.
All the criminals that have lived in America, that they move, when they come to Nigeria, the money they steal.
Chief of staff.
Exactly.
The same thing. He can never come back to this country. All of them can never come back to this country. Nobody's saying anything. I saw the one, what's his name? The one that is supporting Sheyi Tinubu's friend. I can't even speak English. That
that one. Whatever his name is.
Lege? Is it Lege? Oh.
Yeah, I think it's Lege. Yeah.
I saw him rejoicing.
About what?
That they tarred the road. I say poverty mentality. Ja. He said, Tinubu is working. Look at it. I was ashamed.
It's to, it's all that is noise. It's just to give an impression. I don't know. He thinks everybody's as ignorant as he is and as they are. So that's why every little thing. Let me quickly respond to this comment. Emil, you said black folks also fight on camera all the time too. I always witness the endless and useless babbles and arguments that get nowhere. I would say all folks do that. This is not just tailored for black people. Okay. And when you say black folks, you're generalizing very, very largely, Emil. I know you're trying to make, I understand what you're trying to say, but that's a wild generalization, because I understand where you're coming from. I'm not offended, but that's a very wild generalization generalization. The same way I've seen other folks of different ethnicities get on camera and babble and argue endlessly as well. Okay, I can name names, but there's no need. I just want you. That's not a respectful comment. When you say black folks, what does that mean? You understand? So let's not do that. So I'm going to remove the comment. All right, no disrespect, Emil. I still appreciate you, but I'm going to take that comment out because it's disrespectful. You can't throw all black people like that under the bus. No, now we're not going to do that. You got to respect. You got to respect us. Thank you. Go ahead, my sister. Sorry.
I'm just saying, I don't honestly, hey, Chineke, I can't even tell you anybody that is in opposition now that they will call and the person will not go and answer Tinubu. I don't know of anybody because literally almost all of them.
Did you not hear what he said about Oti? Did you hear that about Governor Oti? That Governor Oti was saying, people were talking about it, that, Oti is supporting Bat. He's saying that he's supporting Bat, that he sees the hard work that he's doing, something to that effect.
Okay, yes, he made a comment.
He made a comment. I understand why he made the comment. So I'm not even dwelling on it because the man is trying to, I don't want him to stop the good work that he's doing for the people of Abia State. And with the way and trajectory that this man is going, he's looking to take, so it's better as best as this man can because he loves his community and he loves his people so much. He wants to continue to do the good work. He's going to toe very, very carefully. I understand that, but people were coming at him from all directions.
No, I disagree with people because the same Oti made a statement and said it's too early to be campaigning for 2027.
Exactly. He did say that.
He said because we don't know what is going to happen.
Yep.
So, it's very clear where he's coming from. What do you expect him to say to start fighting with Tinubu? He doesn't have time for that. He doesn't he doesn't even need to campaign. He will win the election.
Straight up.
He said, Abia people will buy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be ready to lay their life down.
Yes. Yep. So he's not going to campaign. He doesn't know who will challenge him. Who would even challenge him in Abia? Anybody coming out, from APC, coming
Is it
out.
not Orji's Okalu? Is Orji's Okalu not trying to be governor again?
No.
I don't know. I'm asking.
But I mean, he cannot.
Okay.
How dare him? He's been a governor for 8 years. He was a governor for 8 years, so he doesn't need to.
He didn't do anything for Abia people.
Nothing.
What a shame.
Nothing. Look at him. Look at Ibazu. Nothing. So I don't understand. And like I said before, I hate when people say pray for our country. I'm not praying for no country. I am not praying. I'm sorry. There is nothing to pray for. What is happening to us is very, very deliberate.
Right.
It's just human decisions that they have sat down and decided not to make this country move forward. So what do you want me to pray about? That God will touch their heart? God will stiffen their hearts. As I'm suffering, their children are suffering. No matter how they go, their relations are suffering too. I don't know why it's so difficult to make things work. Just greed. What are you going to do with all this money? Look at Abacha's wife came today defending her husband.
Oh, really? I didn't see that too.
Type Miriam Abacha.
Are you serious? What did she have to say about the man that was taking people out?
I want you to hear her. I'm like, is this woman okay?
Yeah?
Now.
Seriously? Do you know what channel?
No.
Wait, hold on. I'm looking for it. Let me see if I can find the clip here. Okay.
You found it?
Yeah, it looks like TVC.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it was TVC. Okay, let me bring it here. It's a short clip.
Yeah, it's a short clip.
me bring it here. This is a problem. When people don't get punished for their actions, they have mouths to talk.
Perspective, would you say that all of these claims are accurate, especially with all of these repatriations of funds and all of them, credited to the monies stashed abroad under the military administration of the late General Sani Abacha?
Who is the witness of the monies that were being stashed? Did you see the signature or the evidence of any monies stashed abroad? And the monies that my husband kept for Nigeria, in a few months, the monies vanished. People are not talking about that. Why are you blaming somebody for is that tribalism or religious program, or what is the problem with Nigerians? I pray for Nigerians. I pray for all of us. I pray that we should have goodness in our hearts. We should stop telling lies and blaming people. Why are we so bad towards each other? Because somebody is a northerner or a southerner, somebody is a Muslim or a Christian, or somebody is nice, or it's not fair. I think the press should try, the press should try to educate the people. You are here to educate the people, to inform the people, and to entertain. You are here to help the country. You are not here to bastardize people.
Indeed.
People are not that bad. People are not. When things are happening, you are not talking about. 27 years ago, you are still talking about him. Abacha must be very powerful. Abacha must be very loved by all of you, by all of Nigerians, by all of us. We thank God for that.
Yes,
we are still talking about him, alhamdulillah.
Yes, and they were also, it's on record that Nigeria's economy was also strong under the administration of General Sani Abacha. There was an increase in foreign exchange reserves. External debt was reduced.
Where did he steal the money from? So where would he have stolen the money from? Where would he have stolen the money from?
Well, that's what previous administrations. That's what previous administrations told Nigerians, that a lot of Nigerians' monies were taken out and kept overseas.
And because Nigerians are fools, they listen to everything. Babangida doesn't make Nigeria alone. Abacha does not make Nigeria alone. Abiola and everybody, nobody is big enough for Nigeria. We are all very important. Even the single man on the street is very important. We are all human beings. For goodness sake, all this wahala should stop. Babangida cannot make things or make things. Shima ejida kansa kawai. Gaskiya.
All right then. Well, I was talking about some of the achievements.
Everybody's like.
What? Look at this woman just moved the goalpost.
I told you.
Am I hearing Abi? It's only me that Abi. I did not hear well. It's the same Abacha. I don't understand. It's the same Abacha that we cooked. You use sawdust to cook during his time. Hey, I don't blame this woman. No, it is the way Nigeria is, because criminals are rewarded in Nigeria. That's how corrupt the system is. Criminals are rewarded. Otherwise, the audacity that this woman has to come and she's trying to clean up her husband's image. And she's trying to flip it. Now it's tribe. Who was talking about tribe back then?
Nobody was talking about northern and southern or religion or anything. Nobody was talking about it.
These people, oh my goodness. Look at the woman is even angry. And she's
very angry, not even very, very angry. Aggressive. Miriam Abacha.
The woman that the money that man stole is what is still keeping her. That's why she's still shining the way she's shining. How old is that woman? That woman don't reach 100.
No.
I'm exaggerating.
Maybe about 80. Miriam Abacha. Let me see.
Hi! The insults to Nigerian people's faces. And nobody's talking. Oh, God. Man, we've been greatly disrespected, though. I'm sorry. We've been greatly disrespected. No joke. I'm telling you, see, look at how she moved the narrative to tribal issue. We have suffered in this country. The money he stole is keeping her well. Of course. Of course. Money that he stacked on the ground in Kano, outside of the country. Are they not still repatriating his money till today? They're still repatriating this man's money. And this woman just came and she's coming to gaslight us. And she went to a very insignificant, very unpopular news channel.
We should have go to Arise.
Why did she not go to Arise?
So that
Rufai can drill her. Why did she not go there? They will avoid Arise News because they don't want Rufai. They go to a station where they can spew their rubbish, their propaganda.
Can't you see how angry she was?
Hi! We don't suffer for that country. 2027 a liberation day. God, I beg you.
This is what I tell people. In as much as, again, I'm skeptical, but if we have to vote, we don't have no choice, right? You have to defend that vote.
Yeah.
It's not only voting. Voting is not alone. You have to be very aggressive.
I'm telling you.
It's not only voting. Voting alone will not do it. When I mean aggressive,
did you read David Udein? I posted something on. Let me actually see whether I can pull it up. Did you read what David Udein said about the upcoming election? Let me read it for those people that have not seen it or read it. Let me read it for you people. Okay. The only thing I have to add to Nigeria's internal political conversation concerning 2027 is this. Whether the vehicle you people eventually agree on is Peter Obi or Atiku or coalition or whatever, you must prepare to carry out strategic violence. Okay? Because casting votes alone will not remove Jabba the Hutt from that office. Voting is only 35% of the job, and the ruling puppets have no intention of respecting your votes. I can tell you that for free. You have my word. Whatever melodrama they are staging is for the sole purpose of sucking you into doing a live action repeat of 2023, when you won the election and lost the objective of the election to remove cancer called APC from Aso Rock. The last election that this APC pestilence won in Nigeria was 10 freaking years ago. They did not win in 2019, and they certainly did not win in 2023. It made no difference. So if you want to reclaim Nigeria from this flesh-eating bacteria, you have to make the vote meaningful by adding strategic violence to back it up. This is what Ghanaians that Nigerians are always bantering with. Oh, our jollof is better than their jollof. Oh, they are very calm. They are not like us. Okay. Did you hear PIM on social media? Ghanaians took care of their business quietly. We did not hear PIM. We did not see hashtag all eyes on judiciary. Hashtag their votes, this thing, apathy. Nothing like that. Ghanaians, make I read them. That's what Ghanaians did last year, and I gained a new level of respect for them. Okay? No unnecessary social media cho, which Nigerians like to do cho. No Twitter spaces, endless Twitter, 8 hours, 12 hours, they talky. Okay? No fiery newspaper columns, no noise whatsoever. I was in Addis Ababa during the Ghanaian election, monitoring it closely, and I feared it to play out like 2023 in Nigeria. One result at the polling booth, a different result at the collation center, a fraudulent announcement, and ultimately a fraudulent court judgment, and then everybody grumbles and goes home. You know what the Ghanaians did? Instead, the Ghanaians that you see smiling and bantering with you on the timeline, very silent and deadly people, by the way, had created offline networks. Mona here, offline networks, closed groups to carry out strategic enforcement of their electoral will on election night. They were prepared for everything. Fake ballot papers that were printed for the incumbent party agents trying to bully collation center operatives, even the incumbent party's efforts to manipulate the media narratives. All of these things were shut down with real physical violence where necessary. Men properly collected that night. I'm not going to read any further. If you want to complete the reading, go to my post. I'm telling you, that is the only way to get Nigeria back. All this other one we are doing, all this cho.
That's what I'm saying.
You say, talk. This election, 2027. Please go ahead, my sister. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, I mean, I agree with you. You know, it's not only voting. Voting alone will not do the work. People need to come out in mass. People need to come out swinging. It's going to be, people are going to fight for the soul of that country.
Yeah.
2027, if we miss it, 2027 by fire, by crook, forget it.
I'm telling you, we cannot afford to miss it. This will not be if we miss it.
Forget it.
If we not fit afford them, we can't. It's too expensive. We can't. Friday, Femi, welcome. GBK, welcome. That's the spirit, though. Honestly, I know a number of people that are prepping to go few months before the election. They want to be there live to monitor and do the things that they need to do. Yeah. You know, a lot more people we need more people to step up. I don't know if there's anything strategic going on behind the scenes. Of course, if those types of things are happening, it will only be apparent to those who are also doing the same kind of things behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Because, we got to get that country back. You see what's going on, the infiltration, Bill Gates, all of that. We cannot afford it. It's too expensive. We can't fold our hands. You know, we're not fit. There's another video I wanted to play for you guys. Hell, Abacha wife. I don't blame the woman. Well, I want to blame.
What do you expect her to say anyway?
I don't blame her.
What do you expect her to say?
Nigeria, when they not get head and tail, of course, everybody shine teeth, they clap. Oh! This woman won't come rewrite history for our front. During Abacha time, now sawdust we used to cook for my house. Sawdust.
I remember now. We used charcoal and not charcoal, firewood.
Firewood, sawdust.
We use firewood.
Hey God!
Look at the back of our house because you can't cook inside the house with firewood.
I'm telling you,
I will never forget that thing. Kerosene is nowhere to be found. We're not even talking about gas.
Hey, have you watched Daniel Buala's interview where Rufai greeted him and he was sweating inside AC? Is it a new interview? Is it a new
I
one?
think that's the old one. It's not a recent interview.
Okay, it's not a recent
one.
That's
the one was asking him question. Instead of him answering the question, he was just all over the place. You've not started working on our right. Just say you've not started working in our. I think Rufai made a mistake and said 2013. It's 2003 instead of 2013. Okay. He said, retract your statement. Retract your. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God. Let's listen to this video. By the way, Kenny, thank you for sharing this video with me. Let's listen.
Congratulations, guys. It's been 2 years of renewed hope, and I want to share the personal update of my life under renewed hope in the last 2 years, of course. So, number one, I moved from Ikoyi to Bariga. Guess what? I don't miss Ikoyi at all. I was not really in Ikoyi. I was at Dolphin Estate. And Dolphin Estate is basically Obalende. What's the name between Obalende and Bariga? Where I am in Bariga, water is to enter. Where I was in Dolphin Estate, water is to enter. So I don't really miss anything like that. Where I am in Bariga now, I don't pay service charge. I can afford food. So it's just easier life for me, and I'm just really grateful for wisdom to cut down my expenses. And if it's not fake life, why should a young boy like me be living in Ikoyi? I'm better now. Number two, I stopped cheating. This is basically because I love my wife so much. I'm so in love with my wife that look at all these girls, they're all ugly to me. Because it has nothing to do about hotel prices or girls asking for 1 million or paying one girl Uber. From Shogotedo to Bariga because I want to do 1 minute. No, it's never about that. It's just that love supersedes all. There's a level you reach as a man, you'll be tired of multiple girls. Just focus on your wife. Number 3 reasons. I sold my car. This is one of the best things that have happened to me in this life because look at this. Number one, we don't have enough fuel to go around. So me removing my car from the equation, more fuel. God, I'm so patriotic. More fuel can go around for people. Number one. Number two, I get to meet amazing people every day in public transport. Do you know what this is? This, your network is your network. So I get to meet so many amazing people every single day, multiple times a day. And I'm just so glad for the opportunity. I never knew what I was missing out on. Number 3, guys, why should somebody, a young boy like me, be driving Venza? Why? If it's not fake life, I was living in Korea. Why should I do that? That's nothing to do with the fact that I did a show and I made a loss and I had to sell my car. It has nothing to do with that at all. You get it? Was just foolishness. I'm just so grateful that my eyes are open now.
Oh my God.
Another reason is, you guys should just book me for the event, please. I beg. See, I'm already postulating. Please, please, I beg. Make it easy for us. I beg. I'm going through a lot. I beg.
Oh my God. Honestly, the sarcasm is something else. It's true. It's fake life. Is living. Why will he be driving Venza? When his mates are taking keke na pep. By the way, when I hear say since T-Pain and Sanwo-Olu don't settle their quarrel, he go Dobale beg the man. Negotiations now underway to end EFCC probe of Sanwo-Olu or Sanwo-Olu's wanted ally Aisha Achimogo after Lagos governor's meeting with Tinubu. Now here, okay, so let me see. There's another video I want to play. By the way, if you want buy lingerie for our wives, I bet Mona contact me. I be middleman for Prophet Jeremiah of Fufeyin. I be not be so that they call him Prophet Jeremiah. They sell anointed lingerie nightgowns to ward off low sperm count and increase reproduction. So I am the middle woman. So if you want to buy lingerie for your wives with Prophet Jeremiah's pictures plastered all over the lingerie, please contact me. Middle woman. I'm not just saying VDM don't see this video. It go soon do something. I'm telling you people, Omo, really and honestly, right now, as Nigerians, okay, let me play this video. This is what's next on my thing. As Nigerians, we need to be talking about action plan. These people are not backing down anytime, and we need to know what we are doing. For a fact, we really do. We don't have the luxury of time. People need, I know people are already talking behind the scenes. At least I'm aware of that. I'm just not privy to the information because they're trying to keep it under wraps, which is good. I think a lot of people should too much talking on social media. Me, I'm tired of the talk.
Representing Edo South, Neda Imasuen says he will be defecting from the Labour Party to the All Progressives Congress on June 12, citing disarray within his current party. In a telephone chat with the Rise News, Imasuen, who currently serves as chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions, blames his decision to leave the Labour Party on the protracted leadership crisis in the Labour Party, or pointing out that the lack of direction within the party has completely, in his words, weakened its structure and can no longer support his aspirations. Well, the senator added that his decision to move to APC is to align his constituents in Edo South with federal development priorities. Meanwhile, as the alliance against President Bola Tinubu's re-election faces internal disagreements, particularly over the choice of a unified political platform, questions have continued to arise over the coalition's viability. And joining us now on the growing cracks within the opposition and proposed coalition is Kenneth Okonkwo.
Oh my God, I was talking and I was on mute. This is nonsense.
I was thinking that you're,
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So what I was saying is, see, this ties into the comment that Emil made earlier. I deleted it because he said he like blanketed black folks, which a lot of people might find disrespectful. But because we know Emil, we know it's coming from a different place. So he now responded and said, no disrespect. I'm just giving my insight because I have been, okay, in these spaces for a while, but other groups have unity and are better off. Okay, Ghanaians, that's why I said you cannot generalize. Ghanaians they took their country back. Okay, they did not do cho online. They did not talk. They got their country back. Okay, so that's why I said we cannot generalize. But anyway, it ties into your comment, Sid, right? You said you wish we had that Asian or Middle East mindset. We'll be on the street chasing these people. Exactly. This is why I said enough of the cho and talking. We need to get serious. Yeah, he's still parading in the country. Yep. Oh, you couldn't hear me? Okay, I'm back on now. B, can you hear me? Sorry about that. Okay, so let me play the video now.
Lawyer and public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you, viewers, for joining in.
Well, let me ask you, and let me just pick up from that introduction. Right now, the conversation seems to be plaguing. The conversation plaguing the coalition is around who runs and what platform. You're at the heart of this. You're part of this coalition. Would you say the coalition has lost focus? Is it not too early in the day to be having this chaos, disagreements?
Well, first of all, coalition is a group of interested parties that come together for a common goal. Nigerians like formulating stories, which I call market talk. How can something be in disarray when it has not started? People are talking, and some opponents are already selling to you that it's in disarray. All we have now is common priorities. We don't have individual differences because the time for individual ambition has not commenced. So we are just talking about the options that we have, which is the option of, do we go for a new party altogether? Now, with INEC as a department of APC, that they put unnecessary roadblocks to the opposition and engages in a lot of rough tackle.
But it's clear that INEC is not a department of the APC.
Umpire.
That's
the electoral umpire of the country.
Yeah.
Electoral umpire.
Or the electoral body.
Well, I'm going to go into that. But I just want to talk about the option that we are weighing.
Okay.
If we are in a nation where rule of law is guaranteed under this kind of INEC, it would have been preferred to have a new party altogether, registered, where everybody will move in. But like I said, when the INEC has the tendency of inordinately delaying what is apparent, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. So that is why we contemplate also trying to choose from existing political parties that will align with our vision for a great Nigeria that is built on democratic principles. We're not just looking at the next election. We're looking at building a true democratic society that will respect your sovereignty to choose your leaders through free, fair, credible, and periodic election, respecting the fundamental human rights of Nigerians, ensuring independent and free press. Of course, you know how much some of you have been arrested for no reason, for just saying what should be said. Then, of course, independent and impartial judiciary, etc. But most importantly, the rule of law. Can you imagine a governor in Akwa Ibom State, for instance, sacking a media house with a journalist for broadcasting a news which he made himself? And we think it is normal?
So we don't deviate from the issue.
So the coalition,
is really
like
about
I said,
coalition and
it is the options we are weighing, and we are common in it. So the individual difference has not even arisen, because we've not talked about who's going to run or who's not going to run.
But the signals that people are getting, that Nigerians are getting, is that, you know, like they say, too many cooks spoil the broth, but that's not even particularly the issue here. That all the people who want to coalesce, who want to come together, they all have this personal interest of wanting to be on the ticket. In fact, to be the front runner on the ticket. That's what's causing this seeming.
If you've recently been injured in a car accident that wasn't your fault, I've got one question for you. Do you know how to get the maximum compensation?
Delay of coming out clearly to say, look, we now have a coalition, whether it's a new party or it's, you know, adopting what you politicians call a special purpose vehicle. Yeah.
Good.
It looks like it's being delayed, yes. But some are saying it might just be dead on arrival. As a matter of fact, let me quote the statement that you made some weeks back, that no single candidate can beat Tinubu alone in 2027.
And I repeat it here and stand by it. And that is why you said no single candidate. And that's why we are going into a coalition. And I am saying that any candidate out of that coalition who goes it alone fails alone automatically by whatever name called. But if the candidate goes, it may make it more difficult, not impossible, for the coalition to win. So there is a probability the coalition can win. Easier if all of them work together. More difficult if any candidate leaves.
What will that ticket look like?
The ticket of the coalition?
Yes.
That's exactly.
Is it even on the table? Is it clear now?
That is exactly why I'm saying that there is no way we could have had any individual differences, because as a coalition, we have not talked whatsoever about who is going to run or who is not going to run. Whatsoever, as a coalition. If individual candidates are talking to each other, that is personal to them, not as the coalition.
There's also this insinuation pointed that there seems to be a lack of urgency as to this coalition drive. They've mentioned some individuals who they feel, even their personal interests, like Ngozi has pointed out, will make this coalition fail from the start. For instance, they say Peter Obi insists he's still a member of the Labour Party, yet seems to be talking to the coalition. And Atiku has always wanted to be president. He has not shied away from it. And El Rufai has left the APC to join the SDP. He's talking with the coalition. And Emechi also, they say, has ambition. So it looks like a lot of personal egos and people who are interested in power are part of the coalition. So that's why they think, you know, this personal interest will kill this coalition from the beginning. But as a member as well, you've proposed an open North-South primary with a 4-year presidency as a compromise.
Yes.
Given the competition among all of these people I've mentioned and, you know, the pointers that are out there, have you tabled this to the coalition, and is it being received at all?
Now, ask me this question sometime in the future.
Why not now?
That's what I'm telling you. That I first of all
is that not postponing the doomsday?
No, I first of all define what coalition means. Coalition is not a political party. It is not. It is people, I said interested parties coming together to talk for common goal. So until that stage is passed and a platform is chosen and a political party is chosen, and I can tell you this is the political party, and then that's when I can tell you this is our plan. Don't bother. The time for individual differences must come. I am telling you, I'm very frank. By the time you start addressing the individual ambitions, that individual difference will inevitably come under the platform. Then how you manage it or not manage it is what is going to have the problem.
So does that not speak to the lack of
that was why I recommended
Let's
a
quickly
free
bring
primary where everybody will be allowed to contest without anybody being pressured to step down on any basis.
All right, let me put you on hold. We'll have to bring in this report very quickly so that you can maybe even respond to it. Now, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has expressed optimism that despite its challenges, The People's Democratic Party will not die but remain as a viable opposition. Well, in Abuja, the minister hosted members of the party under the aegis of concerned stakeholders of the PDP. Now, those at the meeting included members of the defunct G5 governors, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, Samuel Otom, and Okezie Ikpeazu, with the exception of Seyi Makinde. Now, it was not immediately clear if he was invited. Now, others at the meeting include the embattled PDP National Secretary, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, former Senate Minority Leader Philip Aduda, serving, and former federal and state lawmakers and some zonal and state party executives. Now, Wike says the concerned stakeholders are those who have always believed and who still believe in the survival of the PDP. Okay, that's another matter, an interesting one too, for that matter. Maybe you have a response to that. But let me throw this in very quickly. You once, okay. Now, you once said that Tinubu, Atiku, Obi should step aside from running for president. Do you still believe that?
Now, you see, the difference between personal opinion and the collective. When you're moving into a coalition, you subordinate your own personal interest to the collective will.
Japanese women weigh less and never hit the gym. The secret? A simple 4-ingredient natural recipe that's 7 times.
And so I said it, even as at that time I said it. I said, in a coalition, if I am part of it, whoever is thrown up in the coalition, I will support the person. But personally, I would have preferred a new set of leaders. But you see, when you are fighting an incumbent, it's a different ball game. You will need the unity of everybody in order to succeed. You can't, I'm a Democrat. I can't force my own opinion. I stand by my opinion. But when you now have other people in a coalition, they also have their own opinion. They will present strong reasons. But you know one thing about democracy? Eventually it operates in the comparative, not in the superlative. But at the end of the day, the choices you have do not include even the ones you wish to come. You can't go and force anybody from his home to come and contest. So from the available, pool, one thing I have always said is that Peter Obi or Atiku will be better than this regime. That I am sure of.
Okay, so
because Atiku was the vice president during Obasanjo's regime. This regime has beatified every regime that was before them.
So you're okay with
any politician that can take us even to Obasanjo's days will be celebrated as a hero.
You're okay with the old guard, as long as they meet your conditions.
Very well.
Great, but I go back to that sense of urgency or the lack of it thereof, and I really want you to speak to that. Also, I wanted you to speak to. Can you speak to the urgency? I think I lost my train of thought now.
All right.
The sense of urgency.
Now.
Yes.
They say I'm using legal analogy. Justice delayed, for instance, is justice denied. But justice rushed is justice crushed. If in your haste to be urgent, you fall into the trap of not negotiating very well and carrying everybody along, that is where your statement that is dead on arrival comes in. You have to. The urgency is needed, but you have to be very methodical.
Great, I remember my point now. You say individuality has not come into the conversation yet.
Not for
okay,
now.
So address this that is also out. Two political parties are being put up, the ADC and the ADA registration of one and using the other. There's also the SDP on ground saying they are the beautiful bride that should be used for the coalition. Why is it that you have not been able to meet one? I mean, a camp is pushing for a registration of one party, another camp is pushing for an existing party. I mean, if individuality has not come into play,
why is it taking long?
Why is it taking so difficult to pick a party? After all, it's a vehicle.
Now, like I told you, all these stories, they are not reflective of the facts. We have committees.
Powerball is trying to censor this video before more people discover the loophole that has already helped my husband.
Set up different committees addressing the different issues. There is a committee to know whether we can register a new party.
They passed their deadline. They passed the deadline.
No, that's
Your committee has passed the deadline.
But I told you, that's why we have different options. So we have the committee that is negotiating with different parties that are already existing.
Right.
It is those ones that meet our criteria that we will eventually choose. So the coalition has very clear mind.
Very
on
quickly,
what
before we let you go, Kenneth, we're being wrapped up.
So-
Seriously. This decamping that's going on, defections and what have you. The Labour Party Senator, Neda Imaswan, has just jumped ship. Of course, like you mentioned, the governor of Akwa Ibom State and all of that. Where does opposition really go from here? And what do you make of Wike saying PDP is still alive? He's not dead.
All right.
Very quickly, in
Now-
30 seconds if you can.
Good. Now, let me tell you something about this defection. The worst from the opposition is moving into the ruling party. The best from the ruling party is coming to the opposition. And I give you an example with the governor of Akwa Ibom State. His commissioner on information and strategy, he said, my political orientation is rooted in principle. And I've long opposed APC, APC's ideology and the conduct, which stands is reaffirmed by majority of Nigerians. This is the summary of it. His own political career, rooted in principle, thereby telling the whole world that his governor is unprincipled in this move. And he said the ideology and conduct of APC have been rejected by Nigerians, and this is what it is. Can you imagine a whole governor coming out to say, I can't fight like me, girl. Hey, in 2027, I want a smooth sail. I still love PDP. That's transgenderic. He's a man that behaves like a man that has the genitals of a woman.
Okay.
Can you imagine what on earth? You don't want to fight like me, and you want to be a governor like me?
The views of Kenneth Okonkwo, we have to go. We have
his
to go.
predecessor had not fought for him, fought APC, and fought for him, he wouldn't be governor. And now look at this transgenderic governor, you know.
You're repeating that point.
No.
Okay, we have to say thank you very much.
Men and women, they are very fantastic people. I started with them from Nollywood. Bold, beautiful, and brave. Look at the commissioner.
Okay.
But I can't say whether the man is behaving. He's just a political transgender.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Well, those are your views. Personal
That
views
is my
of
view.
Kenneth.
Because he's not behaving like a man of Akwa.
Okay,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
more time. We've been given more time with Kenneth
The conversation
Okonkwo.
has been extended.
Yes, absolutely.
Great,
So,
great.
Fantastic.
Great. So,
Fantastic.
I mean, we've heard from an FCT minister who
Very
is
good.
the leader of,
Yes, he
or
said
supposed
very-
leader of the G5.
Very good. The
in days
intention of
PDP.
those people
Yes.
is to emasculate PDP. How can a minister be telling you PDP will survive when he has already told you he will support the presidential candidate of another party in 2027? What survivor? The best he can do is if he can muzzle everybody in PDP to keep PDP in abeyance after using them, like he used all those people that he's dealing with. He used all of them to achieve what he wanted to achieve. A minister in APC who has the agenda, clear agenda, to destroy PDP.
No, a minister of the PDP. He's a PDP minister.
Minister of APC.
Okay.
He's
Leader
appointed
of
under
PDP.
the APC
Yes.
government.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, why do I say so?
Yeah.
Even Governor Umen, what did he say? He said, no, I don't have the kind of conscience Wike has. I believe it's morally wrong for me to be in another party and be supporting another candidate of another party. So it is morally wrong, morally bankrupt. The only thing is that the governor is just being hypocritical.
But the governor
Because
says he
they
likes
are
the
of the same-
style of governance.
And he's aligning his states with the central.
He said he wants a smooth sail in 2027. And now let me tell you, that is contradictory to what politics is. When you want to describe politics, you say murky waters of politics. You say stormy waters of politics. We're not looking for politicians that want smooth sail. We want politicians that will navigate our ship to the harbor of prosperity, security, and welfare, despite the storms. Because when you are in politics, it's not a Akara case. You would have storms. Storms of the Boko Haram from the northeast. Storms of the kidnappers from the northwest. Storms of the unknown gunmen sit at home in the southeast. Storms of the killer herdsmen in the north central. Storms of the ritualists in the southwest. Storms of the oil thieves in the south-south. And there is a man who wants to be governor, and he wants a smooth sail. How can you have a smooth sail?
When you have politicians,
along these stormy waters.
Hold on. When you have politicians,
we need men. That's why I say the best of the men are coming out to the coalition. The worst of the men are going into APC.
I was actually going to ask you what it says. I mean, averse, storm averse politicians seem to be what we have now.
What are they doing in politics?
What does it say about the quality of politicians
I've
we
always
have
told
now?
people.
And how do you
want
get
to be
back?
in Nollywood? They will tell you to kiss a lady. You say you're born again. Now, what are you doing? What brought you to?
How do you get
Nollywood?
the right people, men and women, into our political space?
How do you?
How do you get the right men and women? Politicians of principle.
I was babysitting for a very famous family of billionaire women in Los Angeles that you sure know. Whenever my boss
of ideology and pedigree.
Leaders have always made this mistake. Their followers that dobale for them. Dobale, I'm loyal. That is the qualification that make them to bring them to power. The ones that stand in front of them and tell them the truth, they always feel will not be lower. And so the recruitment process by which they recruit men who are sycophantically loyal to them rather than expressly being competent to the job. That is why you are bringing these people like Governor Omoye, who wants a smooth say.
So you keep repeating that.
No,
I'm sorry.
But you know what?
It's not even funny.
And can you imagine sacking a journalist, a media house?
Let me ask you, Mr. Okonkwo, are these the kind of people you are receiving within your coalition? Who are those within your coalition?
The engine house of the coalition, you don't even know. That I can assure you. But
so it's rudderless at the moment?
Rudderless? How can it be rudderless?
So who are, I mean, Nigerians
when we have not even chosen a platform.
You are preaching this as an alternative. And the names we are seeing are the old guards.
Yes.
But you are preaching it as an alternative to what we have currently. I just would like to know, why should I buy an old one in a new bottle?
That is why I'm saying that you should wait until you see the platform. Because coalition is simply
Do you have a time
So the
frame?
platform is not,
There's
is
no
not there.
platform.
not officially announced the platform.
Is everybody open to your coalition?
Anybody open to it?
Is your coalition open to everybody? And
Every
anybody?
Nigerian. Look at the words of the Commissioner of Women. He said, I have long opposed the ideology and stance of APC, which is reaffirmed by majority of Nigerians daily. Majority of Nigerians who can no longer afford the astronomical energy costs in this country. They are all part of the coalition. Majority of Nigerians that are massacred every day because of incompetence of this government in tackling security in this Nigeria. They are members of the coalition.
So the
business community that cannot afford the interest rate,
Mr. Okonkwo,
they are part of this coalition.
Since you are open to everybody, let me ask
APC.
you. Great. If a pastor Omoye decides that tomorrow he wants to be a part of a coalition, and an FCT minister, Newsom Wike, also wants to be a part of a coalition, are you open to receive them?
Now, I'm going to be a politician. I'm very honest.
Are you not going to receive a yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
Constitutionally, everybody is free to join any political party. That is why we're trying to establish a party that is built on democratic principles. As you're entering it, you know the first advice I gave? I said they have to establish a disciplinary committee. First and
all
foremost.
political parties have that. All political parties have that.
No, it is not. It is a different ball game. They are redundant.
Yeah, but the constitution allows for that. But let me come in with
the
this.
people you call now, when
me.
they leave this country and go to foreign countries, they obey the laws of that foreign country.
So Nigeria's problem is environmental because laws are not obeyed.
Very
But
well. That's why rule of law is very important. So we are not going to stop anybody from coming in. But we will tell you that this is not a smooth sail coming in.
Kenneth Okonkwo, you're a man who's known to not, speak tongue in cheek. You like to come out straight with what your opinion is.
Yes.
And I'm asking you this question as your own individual opinion, apart from what the coalition may come up with. Which ticket do you think is that ticket that can actually wrest power from Tinubu in 2027? Would it be an Atiku Rotimi ticket? Would it be Atiku Obi? Or would it be Obi, whoever else?
You know?
Or an Okonkwo. Atiku ticket.
Now, let's look at it this way. And I'm going to be very, very honest and straightforward. I cannot say it now because I have told you that democracy operates in a comparative. Who is better than the other? So when all the aspirants come in and show their interest, you will be able to make a choice. Whatever you're saying now is prophetic and is predictive. I'm not a prophet.
Okay.
So when we choose that platform, when that time to signify interest comes, all the aspirants will come in. By then, we would have built the rules and made it rigid, as in you must obey these rules. Then I will now be able to tell you that, look, I think this and this combination owing to the environmental issues.
But if you read the room correctly, if you read the mood of Nigerians towards 2027, based on what obtains right now, politically, economy-wise, in every sphere, what would you say would be the mindset of the Nigerian come 2027 as they go to the polls? Who would be that person, or what would they embody in terms of what they can actually deliver based on their promises?
Nigerians would want a strong leader. They're not going to look for a pope. They know they have myriad of problems. They know they are feeling, they are swimming on shark-infested waters.
When you say strong in what sense? Bold, in boldness,
knowledgeable,
to be able to say, look, fuel subsidy is gone.
Yeah.
It's been too long. What's the cost of the oil industry's lies? After the worst...
and all of that.
Now, the problem with this government is that they have the audacity to take decisions. But unfortunately, it's the audacity to take wrong decisions. So we need a strong leader who takes decisions, but who takes right decisions. So we will need in 2027, first of all, a new thing. This government has no conscience. In all honesty, anybody seeing that you remove fuel subsidy and people are dying of hunger. We have more malnourished children in Nigeria than in Sudan, war-torn Sudan. And you're riding on a private jet and you're riding on a Cadillac beast. You have no conscience whatsoever. You must live in accordance with the level of the people you are governing. Do you know, I was so touched in United Kingdom when they killed one of the parliament members. They wanted to start giving the other one security. They said no. How would we know what the other people are suffering? How would you know? Okay, sorry, Governor Zulum is APC. But you can see when the IDP people increases, he goes to the IDP camp. So when he's telling the government, please, I need these people for my people, he shares the feelings of his people because he's with them. Look, I'm not APC, but look, that is governance. That is identifying with your people. Tinubu has not visited any of those places that are massacring people, whether Plateau, whether Benue or something. So they will not sit in where he's sitting. Is it not a shame that after 2 years in office, the only picture of achievement this president has is the one he's dancing on one bed with the wife? That is the one that they are showing.
That's not correct.
No,
that is the one they are showing in the billboards.
But that's not correct, Mr. Okonkwo.
Now I will take you and show you. Dance, as in after 2 years in office.
And that's not by
scandalous.
I know that's not by the government, the billboard you're referring to.
Yeah.
But Mr. Okonkwo, we have to leave the conversation here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for sharing your views, your personal opinions on the matters arising on this subject matter. Mr. Okonkwo, as a lawyer, public affairs analyst.
I don't know, you guys. I've been reading your comments, and I'm cracking up. Come, what Seed Guy Awalele has left the house. You guys are going in on Kenneth Okonkwo. Please tell me what he's done wrong. Please tell me. Emil, by the way, no worries. I understand that. You see, that's why I, told you. It's fine. It's fine. We all learn. You know what I mean? So thank you for at least, recognizing that. And, I appreciate it. But it's all good. So now you guys should tell me, what is the problem you people have with Kenneth Okonkwo? Since Chibuike, I saw your comment as well. You said since the man stopped working for Peter Obi, how can you not like him because he stopped working for Peter Obi? Is it a cult? You people should be careful. Is it a cult? Not to. You say, tell me the difference between this man and Wike. Make una come tell me, what do you guys have against Kenneth Okonkwo? Does he not have a right to have his own opinion and have his own idea as to how he feels the transition or the coalition or whatever should be? I mean, I don't understand. When I just they go in on the man, what's up with that? You guys should request the mic and come and tell me. Maybe there's something I don't know that you guys know. If you see you, bless you want to talk, go ahead and I will open the floor. Okay, Madam Flo, Mrs. Omoye, welcome. Oh, greetings, my sister. Long time. Happy New Year.
Hello, sis. I jumped go Naija, all of us.
Are you serious?
Yep.
You see the Naija right now?
No, I don't come back.
Okay.
Family.
Tell us now. How
Everybody
Naija give us.
Oh my God, we love you. We had a blast.
Oh, I can imagine. Welcome back.
Thank
Nice
you.
to have you back. So you ate all the good food.
Yeah, and then guess what? I took my family and I, 3 states.
Oh, wow.
Abuja, Benin, and Lagos. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'll send you pictures on WhatsApp.
Oh my God. I'm envious. So you people and you and Ife, you people did tag team. You people now go Nigeria and now they bring a goosey come.
Oh, but I have a lot of that. I even bring snail and agbalumo.
You bring snail and agbalumo? I beg you, Madam Miss Omoye, I beg you send me some. What? Are you serious? Oh my God. You guys are making me envious. Kenelli, welcome. Oh. Kenneth is currently broke, jumping on every TV station, no idea at all. Hey, Egbami, why are you people going in on Kenneth Okonkwo for crying out loud? Go ahead, Mrs. Omoye.
All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
So, well, I can't speak for. I don't have a problem with Kenneth Okonkwo. It's not my problem. PO is my problem.
Exactly.
PO is my problem, because I know what I went through in the last. I'm sorry. I'm still hungover.
No,
I know. I don't want it to happen again.
Yeah.
I feel like some fundamental issues are still not being talked about, and that's electoral reform. How are we going to go through the same thing we went through before? Well, I mean, that's what we should be advocating for.
But there are people who are working on the electoral reforms.
They need more support now.
Yeah, so if you can, I mean, they're huge on Twitter and they're on ground as well, pushing. I don't know if you saw the twice they've gone to the National Assembly and all of that. But do you really think that they're going to give you an electoral reform?
Of course not.
So what are we talking about?
But we have to grab it, snap it, and run with it.
That's what they're planning to do.
If it not happening, I don't see. If that doesn't, I mean, if we don't stand together and then demand for it and fight for it and make a whole lot of noise and even a little bit of violence, we're not going to get anything. And if we don't get anything, then it's not worth it. It's not going to be worth it. I'm sorry.
So, my sister, good evening. Welcome back home.
Thank you, ma'am.
You were not here earlier. The truth of the matter, again, is nothing. There is no problem with our electoral reform system. There is no problem with it. The problem we have is that, remember, they promised us. It's not about doing the reform. It's about implementing it. They can tell you, oh, we're going to have a reform done and all that stuff. And on that day, it's not going to happen or it will not happen. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And that's why I keep saying that it's not about changing anything. People talking about reform, people talking about 99 Constitution. Listen, that is not the problem. Common sense will tell you that these people padded, that they will take 200 and something million to do one water project. Do you need a reform for that one too? Do you need a reform for how many million to put one street light? Do you need a reform for that one too? Do you need a reform? Or is this thing not about corruption? We knew that Peter Obi did not lose the election, the last election. I want us to understand that. He did not lose that election. The election was rigged. We all know. So it's not even about the reform. They promised us that they're going to give us the results immediately, that they're going to debrief us or whatever they call it, the IRF and all that nonsense. What happened? So they can do reform from now to generation to come. But in implementing it is where the problem is. How come for the first time, I don't know, in the history of our democracy, somebody who is a president today did not win Lagos, did not win Abuja, and still is the president. And during the interpretation, they twisted it. Not only did he lose, how can you lose in a state where you were once a governor? You say you are the best governor, and you lost woefully. So it's not about reform. What I said earlier is this: it's not about voting. When you vote, you have to get that vote. People need to come out swinging in 2027. If it's just for you to go home, vote and go home, the same thing that happened in 2023 will happen again. And that's why Tinubu has hijacked everybody. You watch, if you listen, my sister, people that will come out today to criticize Tinubu, immediately they are called, they go back and come back as if somebody poured water on them. They will go numb and dumb. They won't talk again. They'll be like, we have to give him time. We have to give him time. And you will not hear from them again. So it is left for us as citizens to come out and say enough is enough. We can overwhelm these people. We can decide if that election is going to hold or not. We can decide to shut the country down. It's in our hands. So you can vote all you want to vote. The question whether it's going to be implemented, that is going to be the question. So I understand where you're coming from, but let me repeat it again. Peter Obi did not lose the election. The election was rigged, hands down. Even with all the manipulation and all the number, why did it take you guys how many days, to release the result? Election that will happen in other countries, you'll be seeing the result live on the screen. You don't need to go nowhere. You vote and go home. You wait for the result, and you'll be seeing it on live video. Even in the country where we are, it takes within the same day you will get the result. You don't have to wait for the next day. But it took them how many days to release the result at 4 a.m.? Who does that? Tinubu well prepared. Everybody was sleeping except Tinubu and his crew. So we have a long way until we're ready to repossess or retake our country. We are not going nowhere. Welcome back. Thank God for Johnny Mercies.
Thank you.
How Nigeria now? What's your own observation of the situation on ground?
Well, my observation will not be like accurate because I was a tourist. I had money.
Yeah.
So
suya left and right, pepper sneeze.
I could afford to go to the best whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
So no, I won't be very fair if I come out here and say whatever, except that I thoroughly really enjoyed the country. And it makes me want to actually go back. But, I know.
We all want to.
Nigeria is a beautiful country.
It's a beautiful, it's a lovely country.
The people are loving.
Yeah.
The only thing we have bad leaders.
Yeah.
Imagine if that country is working.
Yeah.
Imagine.
A lot of things have changed, I have to tell you. I went with my grown-up American kids, talking about children that are 27, 22, and 20. And the fact that, they could just order from Uber Eats. Yeah. Uber Eats, they'll bring it to the door. I mean, it was a lot of Uber, even Uber said one time, driver, no quick come. Oh, yeah, we go where we want go. A lot of improvement. A lot of things have improved. So many stores to go into. But I was only there last year. But last year I didn't do much. I just went to Benin and Lagos, and that was it. But this time I added Abuja to it. we really, really, the children had a blast. So
That's
I'm so happy
good.
about that, because what I wanted to
Yeah.
achieve was so that in the future they can say, you know what, we're going on our own, and all that. And I was able to achieve that. So thank God for that. Another thing I want to say again is so this issue also, that another issue that we had, big issue we had at the last election, was when they were saying that Labour Party didn't have enough what do you call it, representatives at the I keep calling it tolling booths. Sorry, what do they call it?
Polling units.
Yeah. So I mean, the whole thing just, I don't know.
That's not even the point. The point is that our system is corrupt. Let's understand. Even if we have a free and fair election today, as I'm talking to me and you, we know Tinubu is going to lose this election. I mean, if we have free and fair election, whether you mount all the men, everybody in the political polling units, at the end of the day, it takes one person to decide who wins the election and who loses. I mean, how is that possible? All you need to do is just you sell the country. Tell them to swear. For those of them that are Christian, let them hold the Bible and swear. For those of them that are Quran, that are Muslim, let them hold the Bible. INEC, what's the INEC chairman? What's his name? Mahmoud or whatever his name.
And that guy is still there.
Tell him to hold the Quran and swear.
Do you see that this guy's name is still listed as APCL LP chairman? It's still there on their website. Aburi, yep.
I believe that they are blackmailing that guy big time.
They're using him. They're using him because they want to be able to. What they're trying to do, I think Sid said it so eloquently the last time he came up on the panel. They're looking for a way to demarcate, to kick Peter Obi out of the race. Do you understand? So if they leave it hanging and vague, where we're not sure who the chairman of the Labour Party is, guess what? Let's assume Peter Obi is obviously going to win the election, right? They will now find a technicality and say, INEC will say, oh, at the time he did the election, this person was not the chairman. So based on that, the elections are null and void. That's what they want to do. And we know. Do you understand? Yes. So that's why they're keeping it vague, because they don't want to remove. So, and P.O. even said it, and that's part of the title I used. So Labour Party crisis is instigated and sustained by the APC. So they are really working it to make sure that whatever it is, it's just that the people in Labour Party, they are mumu. All of them, it's all about what they will put in their stomach. If it wasn't that, if they were visionary people, they don't even need to argue. Collect the money. I don't even have problem. Collect the money. The man has money to spend. Collect it. But choose the people. Choose the side of the people. But no, they're not going to do that because they're greedy, desperate, demonic human beings, occultic people. I'm telling you. So now we go shine our eye. All this electoral reform, the reason why I don't even bring the electoral reform discussions here for us to be talking about is because I know they're not going to give you people electoral reform. Make it be like say we not do, like people not try. You understand? The reason why people are actually pushing for the electoral reform is that they want to do their own part. Like we did, we tried to do this, we tried to do that. You people pushed it back, you pushed it back, so that when they reach to fight, when the fight come, you'll get every reason to fight. The answer for us to get Nigeria back is we have to fight and snatch it. There's no nicer way to put it. There's no McKennelly, you are just going in on Kenneth Oko. What did the man do? I've asked you people are not answering. Me, I don't see the man has a right, to have a difference of opinion. I be not get right. Oga Mark. You are just going in on him. You are even laughing at him that he did not get invited for the book launch. By the way, I didn't know the book launch was today. I think I miscalculated the date. You are going in on him, Mark, as if he's going to pepper him. And Kenneth Okonkwo has a different mindset. He has a different way of seeing it. He has a different way of looking at it. See, one road not they lead to the destination. Maybe that's the trajectory he wants to take. And I've asked Chibuike. Chibuike say he thinks he's supporting Atiku. That's okay. He has the right to support who he wants to support. You understand? I am not getting in my feelings over Kenneth Okonkwo. I still respect the man regardless. He never came out to it. He spoke his mind at every given time, whether you like it or not, right? But that does not mean that, we should now be throwing, come on now, Mona, I want to do like this. Yeah, they support Atiku, but there's no problem then. If that's where he wants to support Atiku, no problem. Let him support whoever he wants to support. The same way, do you know how many people are supporting Peter Obi? We are many, we are in the millions. Do you understand? So if one person decides that they don't want to hate, or you know what, it's been real. It was good while it lasted. Wish you all the best. We keep it moving. We are the ones that are important. We have to ensure that we get our country back. We have to put action behind our words. Now we matter now, not be Kenneth Okonkwo. Who cares what he thinks? I'm not going to support Atiku for what? Atiku that will come there and be sharing gifts to all his friends and his 101 children and grandchildren that he has. That's a village. Una go dey spend money in FUNAF. You people are crying that TP is taking trillion. When Atiku go enter, una go if I'm no even tika. Atiku no fit enter. Make it pack up that wetin they call am in ambition. Make it go pack and go sit down. Make it go play with his grandchildren. We don't need an 80-year-old. Do you understand? So it's up to us. Now we should focus on ourselves and what we need to do. Mona leave Kenneth Okonkwo alone. That's my own personal opinion. If I want to continue to drag the man, no problem. But he does not have to put head where everybody's putting head. One less person to worry about. There are obedience that have come out. Oh, we're no longer obedient because we don't care. We have millions, man. We need to be talking about mobilizing, strategizing, doing what Ghanaians did. That's what we should be doing. I beg, if anybody decides they want to go there, may they go, man. See the coalition. Do you see it as something that's going to work? Look at who they are pitching. Amechi, and who is Amechi? How many votes you think Amechi want to get? Who know him? I beg, more will stop all this thing. More leave Kenneth Okonkwo. I respect the man. He tried for us. When he did Labour Party, he tried for us. If Nigerians still think Abure is the weapon fashioned against us, I'm telling you, Amaka, welcome. Julius Abure did not do his job during the election. He said they had thousands of polling unit members, but it turned out it was a lie. Yeah. Do you understand? The guy messed up. No vision. When you have visionless people, this is what happens. People that cannot think. Go ahead, Ife. Go ahead.
No, my sister, but it's all these things were planned.
Of course.
I believe he collected money.
Yes.
And that's why the INEC chairman cannot say, okay, we are going to remove you. You're no longer. Yes. So they know what they're doing.
Exactly. It's a collaboration.
Look at what I saw. Ghana cedis becomes the world best performing currency after appreciating 16% against the US dollar since April. That is working and showing right there.
Yeah, and they've taken over their mining, some of their mining, gold mining. They've taken it over.
Exactly.
I mean, come on now, because of that, these people, they thought, say, made people not they travel, go Ghana again. Then they try to demarket the place at this time. It's 11th hour.
No. What is happening in our country is deliberate because they don't want it to work. And that's why I keep saying, no matter whatever you want to do or say or anything, no, they don't want it to work. It will not work until we rise up against these people.
Exactly.
If we don't rise up, we are not going nowhere.
Exactly.
7 will just come and go, just like 2023. Let's understand that. So not much into the poll. We have to take, you know how they say you take it violently. That is the only way you can take that country, reset that country.
Exactly.
If you are quiet and waiting for miracle to happen, there is no miracle. The miracle is me and you. God is not going to use anybody come down from heaven to fix this country called Nigeria.
I'm telling you, it is me and you that is the angel that is going to sort it out.
Only if we will fight for the soul of that country. Other than that, we will stay here. 2027 will come and go. And they will loot and loot and loot and
Please don't
drive
even
that
say it. 2027 will not come and go. I beg. I retract that statement from the atmosphere.
until we all. That's what I'm saying. Until we gotta fight for it.
We have to.
They're
There's
not gonna
nothing
hand
else.
it over.
Yeah, that's true. There was an interview where they asked Kenneth if he would allow the Southerners to finish up. He said he doesn't. Yeah, because his own way of thinking is that he believes in that fairness. Like, okay, let the North have four. That's how he wants to think, which is okay. Me, I don't have a problem with it, to be honest. That's the way, that's the trajectory. That's the way he wants to see. No problem. Go ahead.
Let me say something. You see, again, we are not yet serious. We have done this North and South thing for how many years? And this is where we are up until today. We have done it. What I say in our Nigerian politics, we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a miracle to happen. This North and South thing is not gonna work for us in this country, whether we like it or not. It's not gonna work.
It's not. It's dead on arrival.
I don't care if the Northern has been the president, but the country is working. I don't care. I don't care if somebody from Igbo, somebody from Edo, it doesn't matter. But you said these people will do 8 years. And that's why I say no need for us to conduct the election. If you guys want to do North and South, during the time of Northern, we tell them, okay, Northern, oh yeah, give us president. We don't have to waste money conducting election then. We give them money to conduct the election and they will give us our president and we move. So why do we have to, if we believe in North and South, why will South contest against North? It just doesn't make no sense. And still, can somebody explain that to me? If you all believe that, okay, these people will do 8 years, and then the next one will be the other people, they will do 8 years. During the time of these people, we just give them the money to conduct election. And they will give us president and we move. So we are still confused in that country. We are still confused. We don't know what we want. We don't know what we want. Anything that will happen in that country, people will not follow it till the end. They will sweep it under the table. Give it 1 week or 2 weeks, it will die. In fact, few days, it will die down. And nobody will talk about it again. Look at what happened in JAM. The kids that went to take the JAM. Nobody's talking about it again. One of the students died. Nobody's talking about it again. Natasha's case, nobody's talking about it again. Obina that was arrested, nobody's talking about it again. We will come on internet and yell, and that's why these people take us for granted. They will never take us serious because we are not. They know our weak point. They will talk to themselves, just give them 1 week. And that's
you know what? My own is that here's the thing, right? All this one that we're saying is good. The cocoa of the matter be say, may everybody ready. And just have it in their subconscious, let it be settled. Nigeria must be taken, whether they like it or not. Do you understand? Whether we like, and you know, Amaka, you made a statement earlier that they are waiting for Peter Obi to come and it's not up to Peter Obi to take any Nigeria back. It's up to the citizens. It's not up to how many people Peter Obi be. One person, okay, what if Peter Obi come to do this and we say no do? What of that? He said there's a possibility. Do you understand? If the man say no do, I don't blame him. But I'm just saying, right? What of that? So it's up to us. We need to get that into our brain. So people, when they talk all those things, now people when never know what they happen. When not ready. So those ones are not they bother even wasting my time listening to them because it's bullshit. What do you mean you are waiting for Peter Obi? How now one person let that man be? The man, he don't already do much more than all Nigerians have done in their lifetime as Nigerians. What are we talking about? And I hear your concern, Chibike and Kene, that you guys say he's not demarketing Peter Obi. That's what people don't understand. If Kenneth Okonkwo says whatever he wants to say, now he get him out. Now one person, right? This is why I said, and I've said it before, a Labour Party needs Agbero-like people speaking for them. All this gentility is not going to work. All this softness is not going to. We need people that their voices are loud and threatening. That is what we need. Not be gentle. That's it, they piss me off. This is what we have. I don't know how we can reach out to these obedient people. They need to step them up. When you are coming to talk, you action need to be behind your words, man. Do you understand? So what if Kenneth, in his own way, you feel like he's demarketing him? That is where Labour Party, that is the job of opposition, to send somebody and demarket Kenneth Okonkwo. It's simple. You know, I don't want us to get in our feelings. This is not the time, man. We need action. We need action. Even that Senator Nenadi, no action behind her. I don't know. I don't like her. He need to come, boom, boom, boom. When they come like this, when they say they come, any news station, their chest supposed to they race, go they beat. That's what we need. If Kenneth Okonkwo they talk, help you go get people when go they talk, or whoever wants to, be the one that will be speaking for. Kenneth Okonkwo is not the only one that can talk vra vra vra. We have people who can talk vra 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 too. So I don't want us to get carried away by what I don't care what Kenneth Okonkwo does, because the numbers, the people that are supporting Peter Obi is doubling by the day. In case you guys don't know. More people are believers of PO now more than ever before. Personally, I don't even want him to be doing media rounds. He should see scarcity. It's what's it called? It's powerful in and of itself. Make yourself scarce. No, they can't talk. Oh, this is when Peter Obi can't talk to. They don't talk on before. How many times? I beg. When we focus on what we need to do, No, absolutely. I don't have a problem with you going against him. I'm just saying we should not focus on him. We shouldn't spend time focusing on Kenneth Okonkwo. He's just one person. I'm not saying you have every right to have an opinion about him. Absolutely, of course. I am just saying this is how I see it, It's really sad. Oh yeah, Mark, he really became, they used him, man. The guy allowed himself to be used, unfortunately. When you have people with no vision, if you did not have anything, any fields, nobody will have anything to say about him. But because he has fields now, guess what? They have something to say about him, unfortunately. When you have integrity, nobody would have had anything to say. But because he does not have integrity, guess what? They have stuff to say about him. Used by Jagaban and his bagmen to lead, exactly, because they definitely have something against him. They have something to hold over him. That's the problem. They have something to hold over Abure. We really need to be action focused, to be honest. I like the way the Ghanaians did it. No noise, no talky, nothing. They did what they needed to do. That's what we need to be doing. If Ghana did it, why can't we do it? Is it only in jollof rice that we are better than Ghanaians? I beg, we shouldn't stop all this better than. Nobody's better than anybody. I beg. That's the idea for coalition. Coalition is a medium of bringing Atiku presidential. It's not going to happen. Atiku presidential is dead on arrival. I can tell you that for free. Who want to go vote for Atiku? Within 1 million children, may come finish waiting remain. No, now. I beg, may go sit down. He's going everywhere, recruiting core Northerners to support him. And it will not work. Peter Obi is loved all over. It not go work. Okay, no problem, Ify. Do you realize that there are people who are sitting on the fence? Kenneth's speech can cause a lot of issues because opposition are reciting his tape. It doesn't matter. It still does not matter. It depends on how we present ourselves. It depends on how the people around Peter Obi respond to him. That's what matters. That's what we're not getting. If you get caught up on what Kenneth Okonkwo is saying, is that the real issue right now? Is he not taking back the country that matters? It doesn't matter. People are going to have different opinions. People are going to have different choices. We cannot do anything about that. Okay? We have to step up, level up. We have to know what we're doing. We have to be strategic. Okay, Kenneth Okonkwo has said this. Somebody can decide, even social media can decide, let's run a space on this and talk about him. It's possible. Somebody can do that. But you think that they're not going to demarket try to demarket Peter Obi, they're going to use whoever makes themselves available. They will. Okay? Not be today we know. Nigeria, they go use your own person against you. And if the person, they compromise, they go use them well. So the people around PO need to step up. The media people around PO need to do a better job. It is up to the people in the media team in PO to do the job, to respond to Kenneth Okonkwo. It's not by us crying and lamenting that Kenneth. So, okay, let me go further. They might say, oh, he's an Igbo man and they're using... Now today, they start to do that kind of thing. Not be today now. We know their trick. Not be today. Do you understand? PO needs to activate a media team. When they go, they respond with power, pow. When you go show, when the media people want to respond to Kenneth Okonkwo, you go match in energy, surpass them. That's how you do it, man. Somebody like Aisha respond to Kenneth Okonkwo, you know, he don't be that. He go respond decisively. We need people who can talk. His media people need to step up. That is the main issue. And I'm going to say this again. I know I've been saying it over and over again. Nobody can demarket Peter Obi. The more you demarket the man, the more his popularity grows. No this and no peace. There's nobody. PO is destined for a time such as this. There's nothing anybody can do about it. The more you demarket, you say anything negative about him, his support triples. I don't know. If you guys did not know that from the last election, even till now, I don't know. You should pay attention. That's what happens. So when they come and criticize him, unless they use certain, they say certain things that are untrue, like some of the soft show race says, then I will say, no. Unacceptable. We're not going to allow you lie on our candidate just because. No. Because you feel you can. No. Okay? So let's not focus on Kenneth is not the issue, I beg. Let's put Kenneth one side. Let's focus on getting our country back. What do we go do? How we want to do them? What will be the strategy? I know so we not fit discuss strategy for here. Absolutely. People when they do them, they do them. And they see their movement, but not they allow people enter their group so that they're not going to know it. No, more will not know it because say APC spies full everywhere. Maybe they don't know it what's up. So that I don't even know who they be. You understand? I just know say okay, such a group exists, but I don't know. Nobody's giving access to anybody, and I really don't even want to know. May I not go by mistake talk with you? I'm not supposed to talk. So it's all cool, Tanko is not doing a good job. Yeah, exactly. We need some. So that's what we should be pushing. We need to revamp his media. We need people when get carry volcano for head. When they talk like this, fire go they come up for their head. That's what we need. You understand? We don't need to be crying like babies or saying this one said no. Somebody says something, you respond. In your face, respond. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we need. So the question, the focus now, because we got to be focusing in-house now, not what somebody thinks. People are going to think. People are going to say all kinds of things. They're trying to demarket the man. You and I know that. But we need action. Who are the people in his media team? Why are they not stepping up? All the muke people. Strong, like come out and talk with somebody who etaku. You understand? Fufu, come out and say it, boom. As they talk and the thing go, they hit their chest. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. We should be talking about how we're going to fix in-house to make sure the energy matches. That's what we should be focusing on. Exactly, Mark. You need to get a bite. Exactly. All that money when they take go Dubai. Hey. Let the man collect small Dubai money now. Hey, Egbami. Mark, I believe me, nothing can come between this new Nigeria. PO must get there. I go throw Kenneth Okonkwo under the trailer. I not send him, Papa. No. Anything that will come in between this new Nigeria, no now. Even Kenneth go collect. No, I don't care. I will leave him in the rain to be wet and dry. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've heard that Yunusa Tanko is not doing as much. He's not doing as he should. I've seen some comments on Twitter. People have, said he's not doing as much as he should as a media person. But I think he's the one in charge of media. We need somebody more vibrant. I'm sorry. I mean, I respect Tanko. I respect him. Even Ibrahim, the guy that I invited the last time. Ibrahim, what's his last name? Abdul Karim. He is even more, his words, they carry fire. Those are the kind of people we need. Those are the kind of people we need to be responding to these people. The interview on Monday. Today, right? And the book launch is all part of that PO. Okay, PR, okay. I didn't know it was today, to be honest. I was out of the loop today. I didn't know it was today. Someone will chill. Let's think, let's brainstorm. Let's, if you're already part of the group, strategic group, please go continue to do the work, because I'm telling you, the focus now is how we're going to get the country back. That's what we should be focusing on. Not, what this one said or he did not say. I'm not saying anybody, Papa. Is Nigeria going to be okay? Can we get it back? That's the cocoa of the matter. Let me play this video by Mr.
I was babysitting.
Oh, sorry. I was going to play this one first.
Everyone for staying with us. Chief Segun Showunmi is one of perhaps the most vocal member of the People's Democratic Party. He wanted to be governor of Ogun State, and he also spoke for the presidential campaign organization of the PDP in 2019 and 2023. He's a very well-known ally and supporter of Atiku Abubakar, and he's been speaking in recent time about the government of Bola Tinubu and the APC. He doesn't agree that they're running this country well. But yesterday, Chief Segun Showunmi was seen in pictures meeting with President Bola Tinubu, a man that he has heavily criticized either in the elections or after the elections. But what exactly has gone wrong? If you see what a lot of people have reacted on social media, saying maybe he wanted a position in government, and that's why he visited. But not much of the reason behind the visit is known. But how suddenly can an hack critic of the government of the day now be seen shoulder to shoulder with a man that he has heavily criticized? Mr. Segun Showunmi is live for us in our studio here. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you,
I didn't know it was going to be this early for you to come back to the program, but it was necessary after that meeting yesterday, which got a lot of curiosity. Are you still a member of the PDP?
First and foremost.
You're a member of the PDP?
Of course.
Okay. You visited the president? Does it sound like
Ask your question so I can answer.
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah, okay.
You are anticipating a certain question.
No.
But I'm building up to that question.
Okay,
so the question is, does it sound to you, did you get a permission, like Governor Wike said he did, at the local government to get the appointment? Did you get a permission before meeting?
Before meeting
the president?
Can you just relax?
I'm relaxed.
Okay, thank you. I feel that you should have the right of first to hear the story, because you are my man like that. Everybody knows that I've known Ashaju for a long time, even way before he became a governor. He was governor for 8 years. I never visited him. And he ran and luckily put Buhari, in that team 2 times. I never visited him. When his party, the APC, won the election in 2015, I knew that some rescue had come for those of us who believe in the pan-Nigeria stable democracy. I was invited, but I felt at that time that, look, let's let the party just survive. And those who brought it in at first, let them settle the party and grow it organically. I don't like to go to people when I have not invested some energy into their play. Now, I have been in PDP longer than most, and I'm sure that if we were to go into the archives and we were to bring all the rushes of interviews of people that have done for PDP, nobody, bar none, since 1999. Now, what happened? I had gone home for Salah, and one of our leaders, whom I will not mention, a deputy governor, had called me, and I thought he wanted to just, say hello to me. And lo and behold, he said, hold on. And, how are you? This. You have to come and see me. Now, let's just start from the fact that who the hell is the person I'm going to take permission for to see the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria?
So the President spoke to you on the phone of the Deputy Governor?
You're not listening.
I'm trying to understand.
I'm giving you as much as I can.
So if I'm sitting with her, he doesn't understand
I'm trying to give you as much
the narrative.
I'm trying to give you as much as I can within limits.
Okay.
From the phone of the deputy governor, I knew that I was invited to have a meeting with him. The next day, I was still free. The third day, I had to go. My instinct was, okay, why not? He's been in government now for 2 years. It's not a bad time to go and have a conversation with him. Those who know me well, especially in Ogun, they know that I used to run a program called Lions Den. Show is hotter than politics today. I don't ask easy questions. I ask very tough questions. I ask very probing questions in the most polite way. But there'll be questions that if you don't answer, you'll even know that you kind of don't know the answer. And I have a deep relationship with the president. I can look at him from a distance and look at what he's doing from a distance without talking to him for 10 years. And I can always put the plug, okay, this is why I did this, this is why I did it, this is why I did it. I've known him since 94. And I did not know him as his cheerleader. I knew him as a thought leader that was engaging in the process of how do we rescue this country. And even at that, I was not in his part, never been. I had to go to him now for 3 reasons. The first was that I was concerned that this democracy was faltering. And I didn't think it was his fault, even though he was mostly blamed. I could not understand how, after about 20-something years, political parties will just suddenly assume that they have an escape route of blaming others for their own woes. I didn't like that, and I wanted to be sure that what was going on there. The second reason is that I began to become a little bit uncomfortable with the demonizing of all policies by those who don't understand what it takes to design futuristic ideas that could work.
This guy is a punk. Complete punk. Let this guy be. This is the same guy that was begging PO to come back to PDP, come back home, to show you that these people are moles. They are used by APC, has corn in his pocket. All they care about is their pockets. These people lack conscience. They don't stand for anything. They stand for all things, no mind of their own, mindlessly, aimlessly, just going anywhere, direction their belly they go. The same thing with that fire shake guy, all of them. Now, so they talk with 15 sides of their mouth. What a shame and an embarrassment. What a disgrace. This guy came out. A few days, he never reached a month now, Abi. He never reached a month when this guy come out. May you see, say, I just dey sorry for P.O. I don't go lie for now. I dey sorry for that man. To be honest, the load when that man they carry for his shoulders, not be here. See this mumu, when he come out, they talk, oh, P.O. should come home, he should come back to PDP. They should have allowed him. Look at him, hungry ass people. Hunger want to finish them. As long as they will remain in their part. All the reason why he's siding and joining APC is because he's a Milocon. He is a branch of a Milocon. They are just now revealing themselves. This is why I say I don't have anything against these people decamping to APC. Well, lie, I don't. Because I want it to be, it is clear where all the enemies of Nigeria are. We know they are in one party. I'm telling you. Look, hear him talking. Look at him talking. You go to say, oh, wait till they talk. You know wait. And these are people with PhDs. These are people with PhDs with different certificates. No integrity, no character, zero. Nothing. They don't stand for anything, fall for everything. Hungry people with all the money they have, whether na grave that they dig the money put, we don't know. You know they show for their body. You know they show for anything where they do. With all the money where they don't thief, divide amongst themselves. Look at him. Conveniently now coming. I noticed the APC, the PDP, all they do. As he's trying to sound intelligent. And people will watch this and we clap for him. Ha! I just make I bring a con here. I beg. You gonna listen to the mumu. So this now for record purposes, so that in future, enough he come out, come talk. Look at him. Whether this is a humiliation sacrifice that they need to make to join APC, I don't know. It's so shameful. So shameful.
The third was that I felt okay. Perhaps if I spoke to him, if I visited, we would engage the way we usually engaged, you know? And I'll be able to decipher the state of his. Some people talk about his frailty. And I told you here before that I know him the way his mind works. So I jumped on that invitation. I was actually prepared for Junior, but with all the ensemble. My friend, Aregbe, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. So I went there. Now let me start giving you the gist. Oh, God.
We're Phoenix Energy, a family-owned oil company focused on unleashing American oil from North Dakota and Montana. We've already sold over 2.9 million.
First of all, his brain is very alert. His feet, never mind that he's frail. The type of questions I asked him, you know, when you're asking someone a question and the
hear the mumu. Hear the mumu. Person where they alert, I beg, help me ask. Person where they alert, go see what they happen for Nigeria. He go call and go say, yes, this is fantastic. You see these people, look at his smile, look at the smirk on his face. You can tell that these people are not serious. They know what they are doing. They are all behind. All they're doing is planning on how they're going to split the money, how much they're going to get. These are the moles that they planted in different parties. So go and feed, collect information here, collect information there, go and feed their T-Pain master. Look at him. Trying to sound intelligent. Ha! To fear quoi? God forbid.
The person is answering without looking at a book. And he's answering the way you know that, okay, he's saying it the way he sees it, and you are agreeing. You have to know that the touch point at which he's answering those questions are previously reflected. And you've never invited me to an interview giving the question before I come. It was like that. I asked him, let me share one.
So the president was mentally and psychologically alert.
Oh, God. His brainwave, because I've known him for a while, and I know how he thinks. His brainwave, oh, I don't do psychophancy. I don't even know how to be, I don't know how to do it. You opened up by saying whether I wanted to be on an appointment. The only time I was ever on an appointment in government was the government of Otumba Gadane. When I was in government, which I had to his credit. I was like a pain in the ass. You know why? I can't stand when people get to one after the other, one meeting, just doing psychophancy instead of cutting to the cheese. I used to do that a lot. If I have a soft spot for Dana, it's because he had the ability to take it on. The hotter, the better. I don't have the bone.
But just a moment. With your meeting with the president now, is it likely that you can work with him?
There has never been, God, there has never been a doubt that I can work with him. There's never been a doubt.
Even as a PDP member, if they had invited you, they had given you an appointment, you would have taken it.
I don't do that type of nonsense. If I am going to work with the president, I'm going to leave the PDP.
Because I'm wondering,
completely.
Just a moment.
What is the moment?
Because
I'm going to work with the president. I'm going to dump the PDP.
So the question is,
I've been here for 27.
You have sat in this same chair and you've criticized. You think that this government is rudderless.
Yes.
Yeah,
at the point.
You held that view. You also said that there's been a lot of ethnic concentration,
lopsidedness. Yes, of course.
And
I feel so.
Yeah,
at that time.
and you think that the way and manner this country is going under the Bola Tinubu government, although you said that you know him very well, but you don't think that the man is leading us anywhere. Those are some of the views that you have shared on this program. Do you see all those thoughts?
So let me help you.
Don't mix pink salt and ice with these 3 ingredients unless you're ready to watch your pants start falling off in just days. My husband begged me to
When he set up his government, the beginning of the ministers, I was honestly not happy that some locations got more. And I was particularly unhappy that the Southeast got only 5. I didn't like that. And I didn't spare that. I didn't like that. And the reason for that is simple. I feel that to manage the balance of the country and to build consensus around decisions, all the critical components must feel that they are treated equally. But guess what? We talked about it, and he has balanced it. Most people don't even remember that commander of one of the agencies, Ogala, is an Igbo man. He has balanced it. He has balanced it. And then let me give you another one. Remember, I said to him that I think that I thought that Yemi Cardoso maybe was not, that maybe he was because he was a Lagos person from him. The president gave me an example that shocked me. Because I told him, I said, listen, what's this? And he said to me, Shagun, do you know what happened to Yemi there? Because even I cannot even give him instructions if he doesn't agree. And he gave me a good example. I said, I won't tell you the example, but he just told me that. I told him, do this, do this. And I said, Mr. President, no. I said, Shagun, I'm the president too. I said, everybody knows Yemi. His eyes are on the inflation and the money in circulation, that kind of stuff, and monetary policy. So, I asked him what about Governor Ison Wiki? The kind of questions you can't ask him. But anyway, bottom line is that I have to be...
What did he tell you about
I will tell you that later, but let me finish. Because I've heard a lot of annoying jargon. Like, I can't visit him.
Like, there are a lot of names people have called you. Sycophants, hungry man, that you are seeking for opportunity, that you are... A lot of things that people have called you. You being a critic, you think Nigerians will not criticize you?
I don't care about
No, I can't stop because I invited you. Now I'll ask you the question.
You are repeating. Let me just answer you. By the grace of God Almighty, I was born with a womb of a woman that had money. And I was born by a man who was giving his mates money even in the army. Please, I don't know that kind of poverty. I'm just humble. If I wanted an appointment from Ashadwala Tinubu, I'll be there since. My brother is Bikole Amusu. In the past, he was governor in Ogun State. We had an issue because I left him for Daniel. He was governor for 8 years. He's my brother. He can never tell you I ever came to him to tell him, let's do beggar. But I don't flow that way. I just believe that there comes a time in the life of a nation where you must try to be sure whether the direction that the leader is going to is the right direction, or at least whether it is his intended direction. And I guarantee you, I don't kid myself and I don't have any reason to kid anybody. He's smart. Above average.
But you think you never thought that before now? You didn't think that we are on the right track under this government.
Can you
but
stop?
After just a moment, let me ask my question.
Ask.
Can you calm down, Mr. Sheriff? This is
question.
my program. I've invited you, and the courtesy between guest and presenter. Let's just establish it. So let me land on my question. My question is this: before now, you never believed that the country is on the right trajectory, but after yesterday, you think otherwise.
No. You have not been. You can't. You see. If you have followed me around a lot, I do a lot of interviews, you would have known those things I said they were right on. I told you, and if people say they're going to remove subsidy, there's no simple way. I'll do it smaller. The move is removed. The knock-on effect on subsidy is clear. There's no beating about the bush. In case you don't even have the money. I've always said that. I said I do not agree, only to the extent that I would have rather he was punishing those who messed up that opportunity for everybody. That's it. I told you, I'm not very comfortable with the devaluation of the currency. And I did tell you, if you recall, that because of an experiment that had been carried out sometimes around 1972, people like us read a lot and we research a lot. Some countries said the market would, will regulate the currency. Some countries offered controlled. Among the countries that did open market were France, England, and the USA. Among the that did control was Germany, Indonesia, or Singapore, and other. You know what they found out after 5 years of the experiment? Those that controlled the currency did better than those that left. You know why? Because what you call the markets, you can never manage the entire greed and the complication of the market. Because what do you know that the people would do? But that was my reason. But their reason was also a very strong reason. You can't be borrowing money to back currency. I knew that. But I just wish that they could have thought that, who are those people collecting the currency? Who are those people doing the arbitrage? So that we can, because they will leave the paper.
So the question I was asking earlier, whether or not after yesterday, you had...
I think that,
if you were born again...
No, I don't need to be born again.
The philosophy of Bola Tinubu.
I don't need to be born again. I've always known him. I've always said he's smarter than his mates.
So, but do you know anything different from
I think what happened when I was with him yesterday is that nostalgia of who I know he is. I like when I think, okay, we've been through it. I know him. I like when I think, okay, he's there. And people say, oh, this. So I like the fact that he's just as I knew him.
So, I mean, agreed. Bola Tinubu, you underrate him, underestimate him based on his frailty at
people
your own
do that.
And for some of us who have been in Lagos, covered by Lagos, we know him. Sometimes when you come at him as a journalist, you think he doesn't know what he's saying.
Exactly.
It looks like he has prepared the question and answer for you. Sometimes he even calls you.
Well done.
His smartness is something, and Babajide Fashola sat in that same chair, and he told me that when people thought that this man is frail and unable to do something, then he launched that. But the question is that a lot of people want to know is
Japanese women weigh less and never hit the gym. The secret? A simple 4-ingredient natural recipe that's 7 times stronger than the Ozempic pen. Drink what we Americans are calling the Japanese Mount.
You are an Atiku man.
I'm a PDP man.
Just a moment. You're an Atiku man. Don't gainsay.
I'm an
You are close to him. Just a moment. You're an Atiku man.
Yes,
now you have gone to me. Doesn't that look like a betrayal of trust? Did you tell Atiku before you met him?
One of the things that hurts me the most is that most people misinterpret what the role of somebody who speaks for other people are. He doesn't give me the script of what to say for him. I take his idea, I look at him, I ask 1 or 2 questions, and I generate everything I need to say. There's no secret of his that he gave me that I'm giving him. It's the things that I have looked at, okay, this is what he would like to do. I've answered questions that later on, when they ask some of their people, they can't even answer those questions. I dislike.
This is you, Mr.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I criticized Daniel Bwala when he moved on to the other side.
I didn't.
You did.
No, listen.
You called him a tongue. You called him several names.
I never did.
Right on this program, you did.
No.
I dare say you did.
Okay.
If I knew you were going to deny it, I would have brought it.
Listen, what I said.
You criticized him.
No.
But I think you should apologize to him.
No.
But if you criticize Bwala for working for Tinubu, and this is you talking so eloquently about Bola Tinubu,
listen,
you heavily
I own my
criticized.
mouth, I own my words, I own my arguments.
Does it look to you like betrayal
of who?
Of Atiku Abubakar?
Is
of you now taking sides?
Is he running for president now? He's running a coalition which everybody knows I'm not part of. Why would you even in your wildest dream think that I don't have my individuality because of what? Do you know how long I've been in the party? Since the time get-go, I've never left. I won't say the same about them. You see, when you make it this way, I don't like a situation where every time I have to have the question, you force me to have to do a pushback on that. I don't need to. I am at liberties as an adult to take decisions that work for me. And I will be very happy if people don't make it about Atiku President, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, because that would then kind of like make you want to do a push. But I don't need to do that. He takes decisions that are in line with how he sees things.
I'm saying Daniel Bwala, for example, you criticize him for moving to...
If you go and look, you will find out that I didn't really...
I will get it. I'll probably put it online
it doesn't matter.
to remind you.
You could.
So the question is that you've criticized Daniel Bwala for leaving your side onto the other side.
Daniel works and is an appointee and a member of the APC. I am not aware that we have taken a decision in this country that just because we're in politics, I can't give somebody that is old enough probably to be my father or my uncle. I'm not aware. I'm not aware that if I knew that if people are going to get this silly, I would have been visiting much earlier because I don't understand where this is coming from.
So let me ask you
I'm
today,
not tied into
just
anybody.
remember,
No,
let me add, those who think that you are anti-Tinubu before now.
They didn't
and
think
now,
that.
no,
They
just
know I'm not
remember. I
anti-Tinubu.
mean, you can't see yourself 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not anti him.
So take it when other people give you a feedback. So if people think that you are a very strong critic of Bola
Because
Tinubu,
I'm a very strong and passionate, loyal person of PDP.
do you still going on to criticize him now?
You know, I'll put it this way.
After benefiting for almost an hour of his AC free of charge.
So
there's AC in his house.
That's trivializing.
I'm saying that you were in his environment.
How much is an
being with the number one president?
Thank you very much. Now you are putting it properly. The privilege to engage the number one citizen in office, even though I'm not in his party and I've critiqued him, makes him superior to the others. I've been in this party forever. The only time we go to them is after they've lost and we need to kind of like shut them up. Yeah, and I've never stopped one day. I've never dropped the ball. You know, everything Bola and them. He doesn't have one approach to deal with everybody. He has the uncanny ability to apply different people. Everybody has almost like a perfect relationship with him, and we are all not.
We need to close now.
Close now.
Were you able to tell him that people are suffering in this country?
We talked about that, but you don't have time to hear. You don't have time because you allowed us instead of going to listen. I asked him a question about two things. I asked him a question about insecurity and what he was going to do about it because we had talked about it in the past many years back. And I also asked him a question about food security. He said to me, we will get over the hurdle of food security because it's bringing in the equipment. And that specialized areas are going to be given for the north and north. And then I chipped in, how about Ogun? He said, I've just done something for them on cotton and I will continue to do that. He mentioned the number of tractors they're bringing in. And then when I said, look, I'm not comfortable anymore. People are dying in security. He said he had looked at it, that it's a bit structural. We don't have enough of everything, but he said, and I believe so, he's going to scale up something called forest guards for each of the local government. Then he's also going to do something that he said local people from that particular environment will be specifically recruited for the police force to manage. This is show.
Thank you so much.
By miles is smarter than them. Miles.
Even I took Abubakar.
Can you stop this? Smarter than Peter Obi. It's smarter than
Abubakar.
It's smarter than. You just want to keep saying that.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
For coming out tonight.
What other disgrace? What an utter disgrace. This is somebody's father. How do these people look themselves in the mirror and lie, straight up lie? He didn't even allow, even the Shey. This is why I cannot stand Sheun's interviews. It was in the same Sheun's interview. The same one, that's when this man was speaking with two sides of his mouth. And Sheun no fit come out, correct am. He dey lie, say, if I knew you were going to come. You have it in front of you there. When Oju Zokalo came and he was trying to press and push to get him to speak as an Igbo man, it's your brother. He went to his computer right away to go and pull up evidence. Why did he not do the same thing with this man? Why? Why did he not do that? Why did he not do the same thing with his brother? These are the jokers that we have. Imagine this man, straight face, lying. He's even uncomfortable for Sheun to recall his lies and repeat them to him. He's uncomfortable with that. This is how terrible these people are. Now, this one now, we fold hand, they look. Now, this one now, they wait for electoral reforms. He has promised them. He knows these people. He knows all these politicians. He knows them. He knows that their motivation is money, nothing else. What they will put in their stomach, shiny objects, luxury, they can travel, do party and spray money. That is it. He knows what T-Pain knows these people. He knows what to use to bait them. Thank you very much. He knows them, Michael. It's crazy. This interview was infuriating. Look at Shewun there. You get computer for your phone. Why don't you put it there? Play it. Let him be listening to his lies. Can you imagine the audacity? If these people come back 2027, we have ourselves to blame. It's up to each and every one of us, both here in diaspora and those on the ground. If we like, make we not go they strategize, make we not go do what we need to do. Make we they look these people as they loot the future of that country away. How many them be? All of them don't move, go one party now, so it's easy to identify them. It's very easy to identify them for the fraud that they are. I saw a video somewhere during the day today. I didn't save the video where allegedly they said it was Wike that was on the aircraft shouting Jesus God because he felt maybe the aircraft was going to crash or something. This they tell you now, say these people when they're wicked, when they're evil, now they fear pass. Now they fear pass. But because they see say una not ready now, so they all they toss una like wind. That time don't reach. Now we go now we can't decide. Now Nigerians go decide what they want. If you people want to connect, because I'm only one person, there's only so much I can do. I don't talk and say so. We need to be strategic. I know some people don't they work for underground, but this cannot continue. If we allow this to continue, we have failed. But we just own them with our chests. Look at our neighbors. They take over their country one after the other because everybody is going in a different direction. Everybody. This is why everybody was shouting, oh, coalition. Is it this type of people that Peter Obi wants to do coalition with? These people that will collect information from his mouth and go and feed it off to Tipe? Did you see him talking with all sides when he made some dumbass comments on Twitter the other day and people called him out? He was so grateful that PO called him. This is how low these people are. No character, no integrity, speak with 15 sides of their mouth. They will look themselves in the mirror. As long as that money is coming in, that's all they care about. That is all. It's up to us, really. It really is up to us. I don't blame them. Now we give them the opportunity to they do this rubbish for our front. If na normal country, that guy not supposed to come up for there like that now. They're supposed to pick him up from there. Because all of them have skeleton in their cupboards. All of them they rush go PA because they don't want their sins to find them. As if they're not going to ever die. They're not going to ever alive. They're going to live forever. We better know what we are doing. We better know what we are doing. We better get ready. Anything can happen. It doesn't even have to be till 2027. Anything can happen. Shameless people. These people will have children. Now person marry this one put for us. Now call her husband. Hey, women they try you. Now well done, no women. I salute you now. I salute you now bravery. Omo, toilet to na. I missed a lot of comments. I'm just going to read off all these comments and then we'll call it a day. Tomorrow is another day. There is no difference between this guy and Boala. He has already decamped. There's no need. Anywhere belle face people. I'm telling you, when they offered they spray money, that's all. They do party every day. They do collect cloths. Saboteur, exactly, Chibuike. Hungry. Victory all the way. Welcome. Longest time. Hungry mumu. I'm telling you. Exactly. Now this person, they want me they can't do coalition with. I'm not surprised with him. I intentionally brought it out to come and talk. I said the video so that all of us can watch it together. Exactly. It's not child's play, Mark. That's why every time, P.O. You should leave the man alone. He's doing his own. What are you doing as a citizen? What is your own plan? What is your own plan? What are you doing? Everybody, they shout P.O. Is it not a shame That in that whole, your whole political class, not one pure for inside, only pure, not pure. Is it not an embarrassment that you have a conglomerate of fraudsters, demonic entity as your politicians? Is that not embarrassing? Not one of them has any moral ethic. Moral, when we say they grow up, none of them get them. Or you people don't use money to blind their logs with blink. I beg. Yeah, it's better for him to go at it alone. Me, I've always done one. Sure. Make it go at it alone. All this coalition with non-entities, all these useless people, thieves, hungry people. He's careful because he knows who they are, all vultures looking for carcass to feed off of. T-Pain is truly, he's scared, and this will be his undoing, because as he collects all the bandwagon, he will not know who to trust except his Lagos boys. That is the weak link. Yeah, they go unravel. We go there, yeah. With his dead brain, he's not alert because of food, my brother. You don't call Malu, brother, because of food. That is the case of this man. You are not calling Malu, brother. After this one month, meanwhile, he was just a mole to come and try and get something off of T-Pain, get something off of a PO. They not see anything talk. They're confused, they frustrate. They are now going back to where they belong. I don't know how these people look at themselves in the mirror and like what they see. There is nothing more degrading than a man or woman who everybody knows can be controlled by materialism or money. My sister, we are not in trouble, Amaka. Now we go wake up, may we just know, say, this now waiting we get to do. Now that one, may we sit down, they say, oh, we're not going to do what is us. No. We're not going to do that. We need to sit down, say, this is the situation. What do we do? This is what we should be doing. Not be, okay, we talk and finish then. What? So we need to tell ourselves. We need to figure out, we need to find rules where they do strategic things. When we go there, hear what they do. That's what we need to be doing. They are not fighting for good. They are there for their stomachs. Emilio cons. They are there for their stomachs. They just want to go there and get their own share. You not consign them. See the governor of which state, whether na Ogun State or which one, whether na Ondo, I don't even know Ondo or Ogun, one of them. He go party, meanwhile no road for people to pass. Everywhere, poto. They don't care. These people don't give a damn. And the guy do na credit card fraud. Now they take catch up for years, send and go back to Nigeria. Where was that brainwave detector when this Mumu was begging PO to come back to PDP? I'm telling you, jokers. If Atiku and El-Rufai were serious about good governance, they would have backed. That is what I kept saying. You want to take the country back this man. That's all. Support him from the background. You don't need to be showing your face. We want to negotiate. Yeah, let's put El-Rufai as VP. To hell with that. Nonsense. Greed is all about power. All this small northern group, now how they want to snatch the power, come back to the north, now that they think it's not for the good of the country. But we don't know what we're doing. Exactly. I don't know how they want to. They think that the man can force the people that are supporting him to come and support them. Maybe they try and history is repeating itself. Under Abacha, loads of politicians did the same thing. Majority said he was the best thing since after Slicebell when he wanted to switch from military to civilian. And I saw now a sycophantic talking about psychophancy. I'm telling you. Yeah? Shehu did not do enough. He may go sit down. When you go bring out the video, how many weeks ago did he do the interview with him? Bring out. Show him. Say, is this not you? Did you not say this? This is their brand of this thing, pele. Oh, okay. May I not to go hard. Bullshit. These people know what they are doing. They're all in the same camp. When most Nigerians want to lie, they start moving their hands and gesturing to make it seem as if they are smart or knowledgeable. In general, watch out. You are about to be scammed. Michael, I beg now, John now. The hubris. Can you see Sheldon? They are all the same. They are all the same. Hey, what did he do? 1 second, guy. You know, it's crazy. These people. No, I beg. We better know what we are doing. I'm telling you, these people are no. What has currency control in Germany and France got to do with what you thought about the cocaine dealer 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. Plus, if currency control work, why is Agbado floating our currency, my brother? Eh? Barely politicians. Their stomach is their god. Their stomach is their god. A sad excuse for a man. Eh? Tinubu knows that these males are governed by money. He knows them. He knows how to bait and catch them like small fish. I'm telling you, he knows. They are all about money, party, spraying money. That's all they care about. That's all they are there for. That's why T-Pain is a different politician. He breaks into different groups, but Nigerians have to understand the battle we have. I hope we understand. That is my hope too. I beg Seun should go and sit down. They are all in the same WhatsApp group. I beg you, don't already send out the question when you go outside. You go tell her and say, I'll be tough with you. I will be tough for like a few seconds, okay? That is how he does his interview. I beg the man should go and rest. I know the thing even vex me even more. Eh? We better know what we are doing as Nigerians. We better get ready. All this talk, we need to back it with action. Unless you people want to continue to see this rubbish, this nonsense that they are doing. Eh? Unless we are okay with it, then hey, who am I? Who am I, yo? Unless we are okay with it. I beg you, I have one more video to show you people. Let's see what this thing is. Beg, we will see. These people are not, all they do is lie. That's all they do. They don't care.
Dr. Charles Apoki. I'm reaching you from, what's the name of this studio again? The Uplifted Souls Network, their studio. And I want to thank them for giving me the privilege to use their studio. I've been intrigued by the recent occurrences in the socio-political landscape of Nigeria, particularly the defection of governors of the PDP to the APC, and how their followers sheepishly follow them to decamp to the APC. You will recall that was how people were also decamping to the PDP at a point. And I started wondering, what's wrong with Nigerians? And I was discussing with my son in Europe, and we came to the conclusion that when it comes to politics and religion, people are just stupid. I will not go to Marco Cipola's theory of stupidity, but I will concentrate on Frank's Franz Kafka's theory of idiocy. Franz Kafka is K-A-F-K-A. Franz is like Franz Beckenbauer, F-R-A-N-Z. He lived between July 1883 to 1924. He died at the age of 40 of tuberculosis. He said that if you have one idiot, you have a single idiot. If you have two idiots, that you have a pair of idiots. But that when you have 10,000 idiots, that you have a political party. So a political party is a collection of 10,000 idiots. What do you understand by idiots? In the Greek philosophy of politics, there are three categories of people: the idiots, the tribalists, and the citizens. An idiot, according to Greek philosophy of politics, is not somebody who is not educated, is not somebody who is not wise. An idiot is somebody who does not care about the consequences of the effect of his or her actions on himself, on society, and to his nation. So he is somebody who acts reflexly without thinking about the consequences of his or her actions. And then you have tribalists. Tribalists are people who defend issues or do things because of their association with their tribe, their profession, and political affiliations. While citizens are those who have the interest of their country uppermost. And so, when you have 10,000 idiots, you have a political party. And when you have 150 defenders and supporters of these 10,000 idiots in a political party, you have an underdeveloping nation like Nigeria. So we are defenders of idiocy when we defend politicians. Politicians are very difficult to understand. I said in one of my videos that when a politician is planning in Nigeria, even Satan copies from him. Satan will be saying, so somebody can be as wicked as this. Somebody can think like this. I don't know this one before. These Nigerians. Satan does expo from Nigerian politicians.
So you have type 2 diabetes and you've heard from a friend or family member or perhaps from an internet rumor?
I want to go back to the Lagos-Calabar superhighway. A young man was talking to Reno Omokri. That Reno Omokri attacked him for spreading falsehood. He deliberately went to the 30-kilometer mark on the highway that is being constructed. And it was just ordinary ground. Some places have not even been bulldozed. And then I started thinking, why would Reno Omokri be using the name of Wole Soyinka and other prominent people to want to convince us about the fact that a 30-kilometer portion of the road had been completed, even when the engineer, the contractor, is saying nearly. And I came to the conclusion that he was thinking that he was talking to idiots because he wants to gain favor in a political party, whether it's PDP or APC, which is a collection of idiots who don't care about what they do, the effect on themselves and on the nation. Did Reno Omokri think that this generation will not go and verify, according to Peter Obi? And did they think they are just talking to stupid people? Let me give you an example of the East-West Road. The East-West Road from Efrun roundabout to Oron was awarded by Major General Olusegun Obasanjo during his tenure in 2006. I'm speaking today, June 7th or thereabout, 2025, 2006 contract of 338 kilometers has not been completed after 19 years. After 19 years, Efrun to Oron has not been completed. Work is still on. Then 700 kilometers. How many years will it take to complete it? I postulated 30 years, that it will take 30 years. And defendants of idiots, who are idiots themselves, are coming there to talk rubbish. 338 kilometers, not coastal road that will cross estuaries and big bridges, only short bridges, has not been completed in 19 years. Fortune Eremosele, writing in Abuja for the Vanguard on March 31st, 2022, talked about the interview that Godswill Akpabio, the Senate president, gave in August 2019 when he was in charge of NDDC. He said that he took over at 8% completion. So 2006 to 2019, only 8%, just like as only less than 5% has been completed, in quotes, because when I was watching the car Renault Mokri was in, the vehicle was making pruputum, pruputum. It means he was still driving on concrete, that the topmost coating that will make the road smooth had not been put. Now, 2006 to 2019, only 8% was done. And Akpabio said that he took it to 80%. I dare to say that that road is not 80% completed. That road is less than 50% completed. And so they keep telling us these lies, selling these things to us, because we are idiots in their sight. And as long as we keep supporting this idiocy of people who today are in PDP, they will castigate APC as if it is made up of demons. The next moment they will say God spoke to them or their constituents spoke to them. They are in APC. And we keep defending them and supporting them, Nigeria will remain a backward nation. I was in Germany. They do roads morning, afternoon, night. They keep constructing roads. No person goes to commission them. The chancellor is too busy to leave his office to go and commission a road. I'm talking of Autobahn. Autobahn is a road where you drive without speed limit. I thought it was one road. Until I got there, they were everywhere. Is it even Romania that is considered as a poor country? They are constructing roads every day. Is it the UK? They are constructing roads every day, maintaining roads every day.
My mom cried when she saw me walk in wearing a tight-size M dress. And honestly, I thought I was stuck in double XL forever. But this pink salt trick gave me back a body I love. Today.
And we are taking trillions of naira to construct a white elephant project that will not see the light of day. The internal roads in this country are so bad. And to leave Ugeli here to Benin, it takes 4 hours. Construction work is still going on in the Lagos-Warri Express Road that was not commissioned. It was started in Obasanjo's time. It was not commissioned at any time. It was the construction work is still going on, and it is an eyesore. When will we have common sense and call our leaders to order? What traumatizes my mind is that those who will suffer the consequences of this idiocy are the ones they give 10,000 naira to. They appoint as special assistant, that is the PhD that they now have, special assistant on media. They pay you 250,000 to defend the criminals and the idiots that destroy your nation. We are in the departure lounge. My classmate just died yesterday in the United States. We are heading, my generation, we are waiting for our flight. We are just praying that it be delayed. It is you that will stay in this country. You. No, go there. Me, wait, if you give me 25 years, I don't be 91. I go to beg debts to come. No, go there. No, go drive these roads. No, go suffer. You are defending your oppressor. Somebody told me in Glasgow that I have changed my race. Listen, my grandchildren won't be here with you. I don't settle them well. No, go suffer. you better arise and hold your leaders to ransom, to question when they goof and when they tell you lies because they think you're an idiot. The young man went to the 30-kilometer point, took his time, went with his camera and did a video and proved that Reno Mokri is a bloody liar. Bloody liar looking for political appointment, hobnobbing with Tinubu that he once criticized and called names. Why are our politicians so idiotic and hypocritical? At the vex, so I remain Dr. Charles Apoki. Those who have ears, let them hear. If you have sense, have more sense. God bless you. I have properties for sale.
Those who have ears, let them hear true. Michael, Nigerians will never quote Africans waiting concern. I know the thing they irk me. No, I think that thing they irk me. I don't know why we know they quote. Find your people. If you not see, find Black American quotes. I don't understand all this Greek one, all this European. Find them. We even get philosophers for inside the Africa. Quote those ones. I know they like they may all this anyway, all this education we get not be their own education. So now their knowledge they go fill their head with. That's the problem. This mindset. This mindset. I don't know. We need to wash and clean. I don't know. Anyway, one more video to go and that's it. You see, it's annoying. They annoy me too. Nigerian politicians are wicked, not like Satan, because to be honest, Satan didn't do too much. Michael say the devil not do much for Bible. Is the so-called God they talk about was that. Oh my goodness, I can't laugh. Hey, God, I beg. Anyway, let me share this one. That video with that man, that Shegun Showumi, whatever his name is, the thing pissed me off, man. That man.
Japanese women weigh less.
Hey.
So it's now time to take a look at news stories making headlines around the globe. We begin with politics here at home as the perceived misunderstanding between President Bola Tinubu and the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, appears to have been settled after both men met Sunday afternoon, with President Tinubu telling the governor that all his, and I quote, sins have been forgiven and that he was no longer angry with him. This development, according to a publication in this day newspaper, Arise News' sister publication, came about after the president met with members of the Governor's Advisory Council, that's the GAC, who came to plead on behalf of the governor and others who might have erred in the sight of the president. Chairman of the GAC, Alhaji Tajuddin Olusi, who welcomed the president to Lagos, said it was obvious he was unhappy with some persons in the state, especially the governor, and therefore pleaded for mercy. Responding, the president, according to multiple sources, that spoke with This Day said, and I quote, "It's all over now. All is forgiven," end of quote, assuring everyone in the room that he was no longer angry with anyone, let alone Sanwo-Olu. It was at this point that Sanwo-Olu and other members of the GAC prostrated to the president in apparent remorse and appeasement. Well, meanwhile, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has denied reports of a rift between himself and President Bola Tinubu. This follows speculation in some quarters that the governor may have fallen out of favor with the president. But after joining other members of the Lagos Governor's Advisory Council on a Sala visit to the president in Lagos, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the meeting was a routine festive courtesy and an opportunity to express continued support for the president's leadership. He dismissed the existence of discord as the work of those he describes as, and I quote, crying more than the bereaved and more Catholic than the Pope, insisting that there is no division between him and the president, whom he called a father and a leader. On other matters, he urged citizens to be patient and advised those planning protests ahead of Democracy Day to give the administration more time to deliver on its reforms, while commending the president on reforms and economic stability.
Very excited that we are one big happy family, and we are not divided in any form, and we all honestly also pledge our full loyalty to him, to his government, as our leader, as our father, and it was unanimous. And he's charged us to ensure that the forthcoming local government election, which, that we should all go and do our very best and ensure that, we'll continue to keep the flag of the party flying.
I'm sure some sections of the media reported a case recently alleging a discord between you and the president. What about?
Did you see any discord?
That's what we need you to clarify.
Did you see any? Can't you see when you are smiling, I'm smiling? There's none. There are people that believe that they are more Catholic than the Pope. There are things that you see people, they cry more than they bereave. Father and son, are things that we always ensure that, there's nothing at all. My father is my leader, and we're grateful that he has given us the audience today to come in and say hello to him.
All right, now in other news, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, says President Bola Tinubu inherited an economy that was, in his words, in a hole, marked by decades of underinvestment in critical sectors. Speaking after a visit to the president in Lagos, Bagudu dismissed critics who argue that the administration's reforms have had little or no impact, insisting that the tough economic measures were necessary to free up government revenue, restore investors' confidence, and attract private capital. The minister says while the economy is not yet where it should be, there are clear signs of recovery, with increased investments from local industrialists and international partners.
If you want to build a house and you don't know that there is a hole under it, and you met somebody who has started by filling the hole, you think you have done nothing. But we are almost in a hole. And Mr. President has been clear, we are in a hole not because he wants to blame anyone past administration, but he's saying that choices that we should have been taken earlier, we didn't take. And not surprisingly, we do not have the public investment, we do not have the confidence to even attract private sector to put in their money, both domestic and international. So we did 2 reforms, and these reforms are affecting the most important variable, which is giving confidence to owners of capital to invest in our economy, because those are the people who create jobs. Mr. President, for example, went out of his way to say Dangote refinery must work. If it means selling them crude in Naira, he is ready to do that. That is putting faith in the Nigerian economy. That is engineering, that is mobilizing. You can see comments, I'm sure, made here by, among others, Dangote, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, and Abdul Samad Rabiu, confident, willing to put more money. I saw Alhaji Aliko's remark that he will even put more money together with Bill Gates in the health sector so as to end medical. It can be better. The coordinating minister and I, Wale Edu, met with Bill Gates a few days ago, and we are happy with the stamp of approval of confidence. Nigerians should know that economists are judged, successful economists are judged by their abilities to attract investment. We need investment in everything. Most of our failing is under investment. Security, we have not been funding it because we don't have the resources. Education, health, agriculture. So now we have taken steps that can lead to correcting those decades of underinvestment, and that is what will take Nigeria and to the pride of place we all hope President Asuwaju will take it to.
If you've recently been injured in a car accident that wasn't your fault, I've got one question for you. Do you know how to get the maximum compensation that you deserve in the shortest time possible?
All right. Well, those are the words of the Minister of Economic Planning concerning the state of the economy, where we're coming from and where we're going, according to this administration. Rufai, your take.
So I wanted to start by singing a song. Nawa Papa be this again this morning for Governor Sanwo-Olu and his father, President Tinubu. But it just confirmed that there was actually a rift between both of them. And the snub in the video circulating was because of the rift. Because if there was no rift, why would this day need to report that they went to Dobale, Niwaju Baba, and say Baba, Kabi Sima Binusa? There's a rift. But the question I'd like to ask this morning as a political watcher, analyst, journalist here, is what is Governor Sanwo-Olu saying? Is it because he did stand up for himself when the speaker was trying to denigrate him? Is it Governor Sanwo-Olu saying that a speaker that's supposed to be first among his equals voted him out of power and removed him as speaker? And President Tinubu came, called them on and said, go and put him back there. Is that his sin? What is Governor Sanwo-Olu saying? For asserting himself in the States? See, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with Governor Sanwo-Olu on many things. But this, based on the reportage, and they say all his sins are forgiven, what did he do? I think these are questions we should ask ourselves. Because in all of this, I think the greatest sin here was committed against the Lagos people, who are represented by members in the Lagos Parliament. And these members voted out a speaker. And they had to railroad the decision of all these members, because it's not in tandem with what some people want. I think the show of shame at the Lagos House of Assembly is a sin against the Lagos people, where security authorities had to be invited because they actually wrote a letter to invite them to reinforce them to come in. While all of that, what I call yokoyori, went on at the Lagos House of Assembly. I think the greatest sin here was committed against the Lagos people. After they thought that they now have a female speaker, but all of a sudden she was made to sing the song, to rescind her speakership, and says, I think she was singing a song called Oreni. The sin I see here was committed against the Lagos people for all of that back and forth. So what is Governor Sanwo-Olu's sin? Because I don't understand the word all sins are forgiven. And maybe you might like to call me a political nepios this morning. I will never understand all sins are forgiven. We have to remember that the seat of the governor must be respected. Secondly, power is transient. My second intervention this morning will be about Minister Bagudu saying that things are well, investors are coming in. You see, we are not saying we don't applaud some of the successes. I have repeated, kudos to this government on Bonga. Because Bonga was left in the cold for a lot of years. Under this government is your success. But my argument has always been, it's not pervasive across board. And you cannot say because of pledges for investments, it's a sign that things are working. No. When we see more, we will say more. I do my bit to propagate everything that is being done. In fact, if you check my Twitter page, every write-down about the explainer that this government published, I publish it there. But my training also tells me to see to the facts. And what are the facts? The fact that inflation is still high. People are suffering. People are in penury. An average Nigerian cannot enjoy their Salah holidays because of poverty. You might argue with me that many years ago, too, people couldn't enjoy their Salah holidays. Yes. But we've seen an uptick. The fact say 13 million new people based on World Bank projection are going to be added to the poverty trail because of the decisions made by this government.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go.
Those are facts on ground. I will celebrate the ones they did. Bonga, yes, I say it again. But the fact on ground is that people are suffering.
Okay, very quickly. I mean, last week, in my column, back page of this day, I had pointed out that I imagined that the rift, suspected, reported, speculated rift between the president and the Lagos State governor, will be resolved. That it will end up as a family affair. That it was a father and son matter, and people should not put too much, energy into these speculations. And that's how it has turned out. Now the president and his son, they've resolved their matter. And Governor Sanwo-Olu says, it was a father and son thing, and all of that. Even if there was a little drama during the visit of the GAC, along with Governor Sanwo-Olu, when the president was handed the report of the primaries of the local government elections, he said, okay, to show that he was no longer angry, he would not even bother to read the report. Upon which we were told that the GAC team prostrated to the president. But in any case, he said, all sins are forgiven. As father of the nation, I think it's good. It's a good thing to forgive. Well, how did he say it again? To forgive is divine, right? To err is human. However, the major part of the story for me will seem to be one, the effort of the peacemakers who are listed extensively in the this day report. Mr. Gilbert Shaguri, Chief Olusegun Oshoba, Chief B.C. Akonde, Chief Dipo Iludoyin, Mr. Tajuddin, Alhaji Tajuddin Olusi, and Mr. Dele Alake, and a host of others, former Governor Babatunde Raji Fashola, who had interceded again and again to make sure that, look, there is peace between the president and the man in charge of his home state. Now, whether it was this had something to do with the Obasa matter, that's the Speaker of the Lagos House of Assembly, or, the primaries, well, nobody went into the details. Rather, the president, the governor used the opportunity to thank, the president and to acknowledge the support of the president for the initiatives in Lagos State. And he used the opportunity to also talk about things he's doing, the new coaches that they're buying for the blue train line, and then his promise specifically that the forthcoming local government elections in Lagos State will be free and fair, will be peaceful. And then the June 12th, those who are, are saying they will protest on June 12th, the anniversary of the annulment of the June 12, 1993 election. He said that we are talking to them. Well, just for the governor to realize that the right to protest is constitutional. And the responsibility of security agencies is to make sure that they maintain peace, law, and order. And we expect that with this turning point in his relationship with the president, that this will further bring benefits to Lagos State and the people of Lagos State particularly. Because if you have a governor fighting the president, the people will lose at the end of the day, are the ordinary people who live in that particular state. That's that about that. That's what Senator Atiku Bagudu, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, well, he was saying basically that the economic reforms of the administration are beginning to yield fruits. Well, we have had similar things from the IMF, from the World Bank. What reforms? It's a reform-minded administration with regard to foreign exchange, with regard to fuel subsidy removal, with regard also to the removal of subsidy on electricity, which President Tinubu himself had said again and again had helped the government, to save a lot of revenue. And these savings are translated into more revenue even at the state level. Now, before now, we celebrated the fact that the federal government and the states, taken together, were able to pay off debts to the tune of about $3.4 billion. But what is surprising, in the last few days, is that we have now been told that these state governments, state and local councils, have chalked up domestic debt of up to 4 trillion naira. So you pay off one debt, you chalk up debts in another area. The other concern, Mr. Bagudu says, people are beginning to see the effect of the economic reforms. Well, I think it was Mr. Bismarck Rewani that said that, look, the gains of the reforms will be slow in coming. We just trickle down slowly. I've forgotten the technical economic term that he used, but what he was saying simply is that the gains will not come overnight. It will take a while. Well, the truth of the matter is that we've just celebrated Salah, Eid al-Kabir, Eid al-Adha. And the reality is that many families could not celebrate. The cost of living is still very high. People who used to slaughter 2-3 rams could not even slaughter a ram this year. And that, in itself, is a metaphor for the kind of hardship, the burden that many Nigerian families are having to shoulder. And that is the reality. But of course, Minister Bagudu, who has also been the governor before, may not have any issues with getting a ram or a cow for Salah. So at that level, he may not really know how the ordinary people feel. But the ordinary people, they say, he who wears the shoe knows where he preaches. And we, the ordinary people, are still saying that, look, that trickle-down effect is yet to get to many families. The cost of living remains high, which means, yes, that at the structural level, the reforms may be in place, but in terms of impact, the ordinary Nigerian is not yet feeling it. It is when it gets to the ordinary Nigerian that we begin to say, yes, these reforms, have trickled down to the last common denominator, being the ordinary man in the equation. And that is why I think the IMF and the World Bank recommended investment in social spending.
There's one single video that's responsible for leading over 2,000 Christian men to permanently quitting.
That the Nigerian government, apart from providing infrastructure, apart from reform, also has to worry about the welfare of the people. And that, I think, is the challenge for the Tinubu administration. And that, I think, should be the long-term objective of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. After all, what is that popular saying? That, when Olugban was king, I was able to buy 7 rows. When Aresa was king, I was also able to buy 7 rows. When Tinubu, is king, we will be able to count his success in the number of robes that we have been able to buy. I don't want to speak, I don't want to sing a Yoruba song this morning, but those who understand Yoruba will know that people measure, their success under a particular dispensation by the level of prosperity that they are able to experience.
Absolutely. Now, a lot of the pushback that liberal reforms receive is for this very reason, is that historically they have a tendency to create a wide gap of inequality. You look at countries like Brazil, look at countries like South Africa that have some of the highest inequality statistics in the world, and you see that macroeconomic indices may paint green and everything may look rosy on a spreadsheet. But the question is, what are we doing to bridge this inequality that is inevitably created by an economy driven by capitalism, by competitiveness, where some of the lowest of the people, the workers, the working class, are unable to attain the wealth as it benefits those who are in the elite class or those who are in the entrepreneurial categories at the very top of society. So those are the things we continue to wait for, to see more consistent and more aggressive intervention when it comes to bridging this inequality that continues to grow by the day. However, one of the statements that got my attention was the reference to subnationals and the fact that we've heard the statement a couple of times now that the income of subnationals has now tripled because of the removal of subsidy. Now, we also know that a number of these subnationals have been able to cancel legacy debts. They've been able to pay these debts. But as Dr. Abatia said, unfortunately, many have also picked up new debts. However, I want to look at the issue of development as it pertains to these state budgets, because development agencies usually say that 25 to 35% of a budget should be spent on development, on infrastructure and capital projects in order for one to achieve optimal development. Now, something interesting happened in the 2025 state budgets, which is that for the first time, most of them have allocated, on average, 65.7% of their budgets to capital expenditure. We know that usually recurrent expenditure, salaries and so forth, dominate their budgets. So we're seeing a shift where these states are now saying that, okay, we're going to commit more money to infrastructure and to capital expenditure. You have states like Lagos, Enugu and Naija State who are actually spending over 80% of their budgets on capital expenditure. Now, if this is done diligently and if this is done efficiently, then by the end of this year or by this time next year, we should be able to see rapid transformation in these states. But the question is, are we going to see this transformation? It's also time for us to focus on the subnationals and hold them accountable. What are they doing with these budgets? What is the performance of their budgets? Because we also know about the several scandals that happen where it pertains to these capital expenditure projects, because it's always reported that this is the juicy place to pad. So I think it's also important that we hold the state governments accountable as they've done these extremely ambitious budgets that are supposed to cause a rapid development in the next 1 year. And we need to follow up and see how far they are able to go with that and how much is able to be achieved. Secondly, there's a concern that now all of this is being, all of this attention and all of these duties and responsibilities are being put on the FAC. However, how many of these states are actually doing something to grow their IGR, to create jobs beyond depending on FAC allocations? Now, very quickly, as I round up in just a few seconds on Lagos State, they say politics is not Machiavellian in nature. We have the Lagos State local government elections coming up on the 12th of July, and we know that the party is supreme. It would have been in bad taste for the party to have animosity, that's APC, leading up to the local government elections, especially as we know that, yes, as much as work was done, 2023 presidential election, we know that Peter Obi won by 10,000 votes. Yes, when there was re-strategy and everybody came together, Governor Sanwo-Olu was then able to win his election with over 400,000 votes. However, what this shows is that APC cannot be complacent about Lagos State. So it's interesting to see that all hands have come on deck to ensure that there is stability and unity in the party as we count down to the 12th of July.
Is it me or is it that these people, when they are talking, when they want to talk about the reform or no reform, whatever, financial, economic, whatever, with regards to T-Pain, right? It's almost like they're trying to tell him what to do. It's almost like they're trying to give him a cue. Do you guys notice it? As they talk about, oh, it has not trickled down. It has to trickle down to the people for them to feel it, for them to know that, yes, indeed, the economic whatever is working. It's almost like they're giving him a cue, like they're telling him what to do, like Expo, God. Nigerians. You see, it's in you people's hand. Okay? Now we can't know as we want to do. This man does not have the brain to do anything. He has no clue. He's empty. The guy is old, man. That guy is probably close to his 90s. Of course, he cut his age down so that he can achieve. We don't even know where he comes from, to be honest. We don't know which family, who are his family members. Does he have brothers and sisters? Does he not have? We don't even know where he belongs. Nigerians then go determine the way forward, though. Not be these people. These people not mean well. They are there to line their pockets. It's just as simple as it is. Which economic reform is Steve Noble talking about, asking us to wait for when he's borrowing and spending like one of the hooked on? He used in Chicago. I'm telling you. Yeah, of course he was rigged in, right? That was it. Because this guy won. Did this guy not win? What's his name? Ambode? Or did Ambode walk away? I can't even remember. I think Ambode was... Is my memory serving me right now? I can't remember now. But I do know then it was said that Sanwo-Olu was rigged in. Of course, that's why he does not have the balls to talk now. When Oga says shut up, he goes, shut up. This is the problem. It's Agberu economy that they are running in Nigeria. Agberu. Occultic. Well, my people, now here I go draw the curtain. We go to talk the rest some other time. Thank you so much all for joining me. I appreciate you. Michael, thank you very much for the super chat. Sid, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I really appreciate you now. Thank you, thank you. I go sit down and say bye mango. Amaka, thank you very much. Oh, who else was here? Everybody that was here, I beg. If I don't mention your name, una no verse. I really appreciate. Nobody knows anything about T-Pain's life from his 30s. Nobody knows anything about that man. I think Ambode was, he was before Fashola. Yeah, it was Ambode before Fashola, yes. And Ambode was doing well, oh. They kicked him out because he did not bow to T-Pain. That's why T-Pain kicked him out. How can a hoe in a state? That's to show you how weak these people are. Money has wrecked their souls. How can one man just take over a state? This is why for me, power should not be concentrated. Man, there's so much work to do in Nigeria. Anyway, guys, have a great night. I'll see you guys on my next one. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Good night, guys. Bye.